For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up? It's our boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. And we back. New Media Today USA Boxing. Once again, we back. We at it again. The grind never stops. We just gonna make it a little bit easier this time. Other than that, man, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody had a beautiful Saturday yesterday. There was a lot of fights yesterday. We had fights on the DAZN card, which I did not get an opportunity to see. I did get an opportunity to watch from the first round all the way to the 9th round, the Lomachenko and Nakatani fight. It was a damn good fight. I also heard that the Tank Davis fight was pretty good as well. I didn't get a chance to see that fight. I was not in its entirety. I got a chance to watch once the Lomachenko fight was over with. I switched over to the somebody's YouTube channel. I think I was on Showbiz the Adult channel last night, and I was just listening to his commentating, and I do notice that Tank ended up stopping Barrios in the 11th round with the body shot, and I did see some highlights where he dropped them on multiple occasions. You know what I mean? So I think that was that was great for Tank. I also did see the actual interview with hold on, wait for a minute. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah, I did get an opportunity to see the Floyd Mayweather interview as well, what he said about Tank, and it didn't sound good. So anyways, if you are a Tank Davis fan, he's the greatest fighter in the history of boxing. If you are not a Tank Davis fan, you weren't impressed. The fight turned out the way you figured it would turn out. You figured that it was a cherry pick, and those are the only kind of fights that Floyd Mayweather Promotions will choose for Tank. And to be honest with you guys, my assessment of what Floyd Mayweather said, I'm going to have to be inclined to agree with you guys who feel like it was a cherry pick. Based on what Floyd Mayweather said. I do have what he said here on my phone. And what I do respect about Floyd is this. At least I respect his honesty. You know what I mean? When he said that he is not going to, Tank will not be fighting. They asked Tank a question. Something of the sort of where who is Tank going to fight next, and whatever the case may be. And I'm paraphrasing, guys. Floyd says something of the sort to where, hey man, I'm not going to put any money in other promoters' pockets. You know, Tank will not be fighting anyone. He's just going to have a bunch of in-house fights. So basically, Tank is going to have in-house fights with PBC fighters. Basically, pretty much what Yeah, exclusive. Let me go ahead and let my brother Exclusive in. I'm finna drop the link right now for Exclusive. So basically, Tank is going to have in-house fights. Pretty much what I've been saying on this show, guys, about a lot of these promotional companies, whether it's PBC, Mayweather Promotions, Top Rank, they have a bunch of in-house fights. They're not going to let their fighters fight outside of the umbrella. One time the PBC did try to make that happen. They do it every now and then, but not with their top fighters. But they messed up with the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight, and they realized that hey man, we never should have made that mistake. And so now they're stuck in a quagmire with Tyson Fury and Wilder because no one expected Tyson Fury to do what he did to Wilder in the first fight when it was a draw, and even in the second fight when he stopped him. So if Wilder wins this fight again, you will never have to worry about Wilder fighting Anthony Joshua or anybody outside of the PBC. That ain't happening. And that's pretty much it. And Floyd Mayweather pretty much let the cat out of the bag with that. But I do respect the fact that he told the truth. Hey, Exclusive, go ahead and jump on in, fam. I just dropped the link. So let me give everybody a shout out who's here. You know what I mean? This is just a little wrap up. We're going to find out who these guys are going to fight next. Tank Davis or Tank Davis or main man Lomachenko. That Lomachenko fight was awesome. Bro, I loved every minute of it. Like, this dude Lomachenko is a mother. And I didn't see him fight like that against Teofimo Lopez in the first fight, but I would love to see that rematch. And they're saying that that's going to happen. But exclusive. Give me 1 second, bro. Let me go ahead and give these shout outs. Shout out to Rocket Andrade in the building. Shout out to Cherry Pick Boxing. Shout out to the Cesar Rojas. Shout out to Wizard Sleeve. Shout out to Ignorant Boxing. Shout out to Jethro Mullet. Shout out to Kathy W. What's going on, sis? Shout out to Halim, my brother. Halim in the building. Shout out to Peter Von Arks. Shout out to Merrill Dixon. Shout out to Charlo. What's up, Charlo? What's up, brother? Shout out to Lito Rawls. Shout out to Mark Nash. Mark Nash, what's going on, fam? Y'all please subscribe to Mark Nash. His YouTube channel. He has a phenomenal YouTube show, podcast. Please go to Mark Nash. Look him up on YouTube. I forgot which platform I was on because I'm multi-streaming right now. Shout out to Sergio Aguilera. Shout out to you, fam. ¿Cómo te andas? Es un placer conocerlo aquí. You know what I mean? Let's see. Shout out to Jed Stillwell. Shout out to Jaden. Shout out to the Javi Go. Shout out to my brother Exclusive. Shout out to shout out to Shane. Shout out to who else we have? Silver Stream. Shout out to my brother Toon. What you say, Toon? Tell Shelton don't run from me. I need that money. Yeah, Shelton gonna pay you. He gonna pay you. He had his money on Barrios. I didn't bet on it, man. I didn't know which way to go. I didn't bet on it. To be honest with you, I didn't bet on that fight at all. So shout out to who else we have? Shout out to Sly Tennessee. Shout out to Look, Double Look. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Bob Zulang. Let me go ahead and let my brother Exclusive in the building. Shout out to and I heard there was shooting after the fight. Shout out to my main man Exclusive. Hit the round of applause.
Coach, man.
For my brother.
Man.
Ali Bell for my brother Exclusive, man. Go ahead and talk.
Listen, Tank, the power is real, Coach. It's real. And in that fight, man, I really had Barrios winning. I had Barrios winning the first 5 rounds. And then after that, it was like a lot of those rounds were swing rounds. They could have went either way. I think Barrios won like the 7th round. And I definitely think he won the 9th round where I think he had Tank hurt. But Tank, he really weathered the storm, man. I mean, he was trying to take the jab away from Barrios. It was really like that story you was telling me with the little guy who beat up.
You talking about Aaron, the little white boy. I think his name was Danny, and when he had a fight with Orlando
Black.
Allen,
Man, that was really what that was, man. I mean, Barrios, I couldn't believe that right hook dropped him like that, man. This is crazy. The power is real with Tank Davis, man. I think he deserves the credit. I mean, a lot of people going to discredit the win, but I think it was a big win. I mean, he faced a lot of adversity in this fight, and I think he came in clutch. Floyd told him he was down. He ain't like that when Floyd came in the corner and told him, but Floyd was being honest with him. He was down on the cards by a lot, even with the 2 knockdowns, but he came in clutch. He secured the victory, man.
No, yeah. I saw that. I heard Floyd say he's down on the unofficial scorecards. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So this guy said, my brother Toon, what's going on, fam? He say, how Loma gets credit for Nakatani, but Tank can't get none for Barrios. The hypocrisy is real. Yeah, the hypocrisy swings both ways, right? I think Nakatani is a better fighter than Barrios. To be honest with you, there's no comparison to me. You know what I mean? Nakatani is a way better fighter than Barrios, in my opinion. But I'm not going to discredit Tank. He did what he had to do. His matchmakers matched him up very well. I think that they matched him up with with a fighter who was tailor-made for him, pretty much. And Floyd Mayweather kind of admitted that in so many words. You know what I mean? Especially afterwards when they asked him who was Tank going to fight next. Tank didn't say anything. Tank immediately looked at his handler and Floyd Mayweather. Remember, I tell you guys, these fighters have handlers. All of them do. Your favorite fighter has a handler. I don't give a damn how much he talk online. He can't do shit unless his handlers tell him to do so. So I respect the honesty in Tank and looking at his handler from Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather just basically said, look, man, we're going to keep all the fights in-house, period. So just know what that means. In-house meaning that we're going to pick and choose. You're not going to see Tank fight. Tank is this awesome fighter, right? He's an awesome fighter, best fighter in the history of boxing. I give you guys all of that. But we're not going to see the best fighter in the history of boxing fight Teofimo Lopez. You ain't gonna never see that fight. You ain't gonna see Tank fight Lomachenko. Now you'll see Tank fight more. We'll see Tank fight some more Barrios, but we ain't gonna see none of that. You know what I mean? So this is the problem that I have with all fans in general. All fans in general. You see what I'm saying? All fans in general, what I have a problem with is there's hypocrisy not only coming from the people who don't like Tank, there's hypocrisy coming from people who do like Tank. Period. There's hypocrisy.
So,
But
Coach, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
What did you think about Loma's performance? I mean, that shit was crazy. I didn't expect that, man.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was shocked at the way he dominated Buddy. Like those angles. No, it was a good fight. And then, bro, I was more mesmerized by the angles, the way Lomachenko was setting him up.
Right.
You know, the crazy part about it is, it's like when Tank hit somebody, it looks like he threw a hard shot. Right. You can tell he has power. When Lomachenko hit somebody, the shot doesn't look that hard, right? Right. It doesn't look like the power that Tank has, but bruh, that dude hit hard and he systematically breaks you down in fights. Right. Yeah. And he'll sit right in front of you and he'll make you miss by inches. Like it was just like Nakatani threw a jab. He hit Lomachenko with it. Right. And then he threw another jab. It is like Lomachenko said, I'm not going to get hit with that punch like that again. He threw another jab and Lomachenko slipped it by like 6 inches. And by the time Buddy brought his arm back, Lomachenko hit him with like 3-4 punches. And I was like, he timed him. It's just the timing, the precision. And, you know, I know that we'll never see Tank fight Lomachenko. I know that ain't happening. Floyd pretty much said that.
Yeah. And that's the fight I really want to see next. But I know that the Teofimo rematch is on the horizon now after that. You know what Lopez seeing what he said. He said he was really impressed. He wanted something against Loma next. And after tonight, I believe the shoulder injury, man. I believe it, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, it ain't no excuses. I think Lomachenko lost that fight with Teofimo Lopez. All I'm saying is this here. If you are a fan of the sport of boxing, you shouldn't put your fighters in bubble wrap. I'm not going to bubble wrap Tank Davis. I'm not going to bubble wrap Teofimo Lopez. I'm not going to bubble wrap Josh Taylor. I'm not going to bubble wrap Lomachenko. If Tank is this awesome fighter, as his fans say they are, if Teofimo Lopez is this awesome fighter, as his fans say they are, if Lomachenko is this awesome fighter that they say they are, they need to fight each other.
Right.
And if you are a fan of Tank Davis, or you are a fan of Teofimo Lopez, and if you are a fan of Lomachenko, and you're justifying these fighters not fighting each other, you are the problem. You know what I mean? Because again, the era that I come from, we saw the Haglers and Ray Leonards. We saw the Haglers and the Hearns. We saw the Hearns and the Ray Leonards. We saw these phenomenal fights, the Tysons and the Holyfields, the Tysons and the, you know, if these fighters are as great as you guys say they are, they need to fight each other.
Absolutely.
But the problem is we're not going to see it. We're not going to. Now we'll see a Lomachenko in a Teofimo Lopez. Hopefully that fight will happen again. Like Bob Arum said, it may happen at the end of the year. Hopefully that fight will happen. But we'll mostly see that because it's a in-house fight. So Tank is going to fight somebody else. They're going to hype him up. They're going to say, hey, well, man, you know, Josh Taylor, he ain't nobody. He ain't did nothing. Yeah, he ain't did nothing. He just undisputed, got a whole country behind him. But that's neither here nor there. But we're going to find him fight someone else. He'll probably go back down to 130, maybe 135, but he's not going to fight anybody at 135. He's going to fight another PBC fighter, someone who's in-house, you know, and that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? But Tank handlers, and it's not Tank's fault. It's not Tank Davis's fault. So it's his handler's fault. Tank has handlers. His handler is Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd, as a matter of fact, damn all that. And damn all that, because I don't want nobody thinking I'm just making shit up. You know what I mean? Because I know how some of you guys are. You think that I am jumping on Tank, and I'm not. I'm really giving Tank props. I'm just saying he has handlers. You know? Brian Page. So I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna let you hear it out of Floyd Mayweather's mouth. You know what I mean? So anyway, Floyd, what you got to say, Floyd? Let's see what's up. Hold on. Let me see what's up. Oh, this behind the gloves. Okay, let's see.
that fight next as far as 130, 135? Anything at all? His team going to take care of that. You know what I mean?
So Floyd, the guy asked Tank Davis, is there anybody that you want to fight at 130, 135 or something of that sort? And then Tank immediately, like, who's he going to fight next? Tank immediately cut his eyes to his right, which is to my left on the screen, right here. And he looked at Floyd Mayweather. Floyd went to talking. And Floyd said that his team is going to handle that. So Floyd immediately took over and he went to speaking for his fighter, right? His fighter can't speak for himself. He has to speak for his fighter. So he immediately started speaking for his fighter. And I like Tank. Tank is a phenomenal fighter. But I'm pointing something out. So my brother Toon said the hypocrisy. So I'm glad you brought that word hypocrisy up, because the word hypocrisy does go both ways. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes when we get caught up in our own bias and we love a particular fighter so much that we don't see the hypocrisy coming from their camp, we only see what we want to see because it fits our narrative, right? I'm not here to push narratives. I'm here to call it out. I'm showing you the hypocrisy, not of Tank Davis, because I don't see any hypocrisy in Tank Davis. I see the hypocrisy in Floyd Mayweather. When Floyd Mayweather, because a lot of you guys don't know, Toon is 26. When a lot of you guys don't know, when Floyd Mayweather was Money May, when he was on Pretty Boy Floyd fought everybody. Pretty Boy Floyd didn't say, oh man, check this out, dog. Oh, see, what we gonna do is, we gonna fight in-house and we ain't gonna do this and do that. Pretty Boy Floyd fought everybody. But I understand some of you guys just started watching boxing about 2-3 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. You don't understand this, right? So I just want to break it down to you. So I'm not here to stroke your feelings, anybody's feelings. I'm just calling it the way I see it. Floyd Mayweather is holding Tank back from his greatness from a standpoint of, I believe Tank can probably beat a Lomachenko. I believe Tank can probably give Teofimo Lopez a run for his money. I believe maybe he can give a Josh Taylor a run for his money, even though I think Josh Taylor beat him, but that's neither here nor there. You know, he should be fighting these guys. If this guy is the monster, has the power, he's the best fighter that you've ever seen in your lifetime, according to you guys who support him, if you honestly feel that way, you should want to see him fight Lomachenko. You should want to see him fight Teofimo Lopez. You should want to see him fight a Tank Davis or whatever the case may be. Whatever. You see what I'm saying? You should want to see him do that. If you don't want to see him do that, and you are saying you got your fighter in bubble wrap, you got him in protective custody, that's not good for Tank. Because Tank, and then Floyd Mayweather said something about legacy. Check this out. I know you guys can't hear it, but he said that we all work smarter, not harder. He said Mayweather Promotions and PBC, we're all one family. So Floyd says that we're not going to go anywhere and make another company great. We have a whole bunch of other fighters at 140, 135, or 130 within the PBC. I didn't say this. Floyd Mayweather said this. Now, Tank didn't say anything, right? Because he's been instructed not to talk. He has to listen to his handlers, right? So he didn't say anything. He was listening to his boss, Floyd Mayweather. You see what I'm saying? So if Floyd don't have confidence in Tank like that, so he wants to keep everything in-house. So he's going to fight somebody else. They're going to say Tank is a 3-division world champion, but Josh Taylor is the undisputed junior welterweight champion at 140. Teofimo Lopez is the undisputed, some people will argue not, but he's the undisputed lightweight champion at 135. And at 130, there are fights that they can make as well with Gary Russell Jr. I think Gary Russell Jr. is at 130. Is he at 130 exclusive, Gary Russell Jr.?
He's at 126.
Okay,
yeah.
He's at 126. So yeah, Tank too big for him. So yeah, but anyway, but you get what I'm saying. This is disturbing from that standpoint. Again, it's not Tank's fault. So if you are a Tank Davis fan, please do not get in your feelings. Please don't pull out the tissue. Please don't start crying. Don't get mad at me for pointing out Floyd Mayweather. I am not talking about Tank because I know it's 3 fighters that you can't talk about in boxing where the fanboys would get highly upset.
Wilder,
Deontay Wilder is number one.
the Torquenator.
The Twerkinator. Errol Spence is number 2, and Tank Davis number 3. If you say anything of any kind of criticism against these guys, it's going to be World War 10.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and Canelo and Pacquiao. I forgot about Canelo and Pacquiao. And when Floyd Mayweather was boxing Floyd, but Floyd's not boxing anymore, so I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm not here to push any of those narratives. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is this here. I think Tank Davis is a great fighter. Why he can't fight Lomachenko or Floyd Mayweather? So this question is for Floyd Mayweather. Why Tank Davis can't fight? He can knock out Lomachenko if you really believe that. Why he can't fight Teofimo Lopez? You know what I mean? So, Mr. T, you said in Bud, nah, I won't say in Bud. Bud don't have fans like that. Like Bud have other people attacking him a lot. They call Bud top ranked Toby.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They use all that's the kind of racial stuff that the black fans say about Bud Crawford. Well, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to venture off today. I'm gonna try to stay on point. Exclusive, go ahead and talk, brother.
Yeah, man. My guy Shelton, man. We was high on Barrios too, man. He down bad. He got a lot of debts to pay. Last night he said he got a lot of debts to pay. Man, aside, man. Barrios like, let me ask you this, coach. You think after this fight, Barrios is a star? Cause like he got knocked out. I heard people saying that he's like his name is, of course, his name gonna be well known, but like he didn't make a statement in the fight. I don't think.
You're talking about? Do I think Barrios is a star?
Yeah.
Nah, he was the same fighter he was before he stepped in the ring. He was just regular Mario Barrios. There's no star about him. I think the only people saying he's a star is the people who's trying to make Barrios look like he was on Josh Taylor's level or Lomachenko's level. They're going to try to hype him up to say, hey, this dude this guy was a superstar. It's just like when Deontay Wilder fought what's the guy in the Cuban fighter name? Ortiz. Man, Ortiz is the boogeyman of the division. I'm like, dude, ain't nobody scared of Ortiz. He ain't fought nobody. He's got himself. But this is what they do. They'll hype up a nobody fighter. Well, I'm not gonna say a nobody fighter. They'll hype up a C-class fighter against a A-class fighter, and then say, hey, this guy is such and such, in order to make their fighter look good. And then when you bring up other A-class fighters, in Leonard Ellaby, I'm talking to you, brother, the garage knows. When they bring up other A-class fighters, he'll say, oh, man, who is Josh Taylor? He don't bring nothing to the table. Well, what in the hell does Mario Barrios bring to the table?
Regular belt. A regular
WBA belt, when we know that Josh Taylor is undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world. He has a whole goddamn country behind him. So you're going to, and then he said, oh, we just want to put butts in the seats. That's what we all about. So here we go. Here we go. So, Toon said, oh my God, brother, I don't believe you said that. Toon said Loma wouldn't fight Barrios, be too big for him. Okay, Toon, he fought a fighter that's bigger than Barrios, to correct you, brother. Lomachenko fought a fighter that's bigger than Barrios, right? And Lomachenko fights at 135. And Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez, and those guys are really fighting each other. They fighting the Comays. They fighting the Nakatanis. So I totally disagree with that. But I do understand your position, too. I understand. You love Tank Davis. He's the best thing since sliced bread. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I totally disagree with you with that, brother. You probably are on that line, on that side of the fence, and I get it. And I respect that. And you're 27 years old. I respect that from you.
And coach, with Tank, the thing he's doing, like, I don't know how, like, what he's doing can only take him but so far. He was like losing back-to-back rounds. Like, this shit is not good. Like, even though he came in clutch with the knockout, but if he didn't get the knockout, he was gonna lose by majority or unanimous, man. If he didn't get those 2 knockdowns, it's crazy, man. He was losing back-to-back rounds. He was taking rounds off. You can't do that against the top guys, man. You can't.
No. Well, listen. I have a question. I just have a question, right? What fighter do you guys want to see Lomachenko fight next? And who do you want to see Tank Davis fight next? Toon, especially you, because I know you represent for Tank Davis, and I know you banging on Lomachenko and you banging on anybody who's not Tank Davis, and I get it. So I want to ask you a question, Toon. Who do you want to see the greatest fighter in the world, according to you guys who love him, on the planet Earth that ever put on a pair of gloves? Who do you want to see Tank Davis fight next? Who do you want to see him fight next, exclusive?
Like tonight, I really thought that it was kind of shaky how they put Loma and Tank on the same night. I mean, I know that there's two different promotional companies. I mean, but they know that the Tank fight is pay-per-view. They put it on the same night. I thought that they was grooming us for Tank Davis versus Lomachenko, but that's certainly not the case. But I really want to see that fight. I really want to see that fight after tonight, because that fight was it's the right time. Loma, I would think that they was gonna go after Loma after he lost to Teofimo, after they seen what Teofimo did to him. I thought they was gonna go after him then, but it just seems like it's like they're not even speaking Loma's name anymore. Like after like we thought they was gonna fight. Floyd said he was gonna make the fight happen after Tank fought. I think Jesus Quayshaw, and the fight never happened. It's like they just seem to never bring up any guys at 135 name, especially Devin Haney. Of course, Teofimo didn't bring him up. I was shocked that Tank didn't even bring up Josh Taylor's name. It's like these guys. I don't know what his handlers is doing, man. I don't want to blame it on him, like you said. But
no, it's not Tank. It's not Tank. It's not Tank. It's not Tank. It's clearly not Tank. It's his handlers. Because as soon as that question was asked, Tank looked at Floyd Mayweather. So let's see what Floyd Mayweather said. Let's finish this up. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what he said. So Floyd Mayweather said at the end of the day, he wants Tank to continue to enjoy his victory, and he wants Tank to continue to build on his legacy. So the way to all you guys, hey, shout out to Magic Key Boxing, man. Salute to you, fam. The way you build your legacy is by having legacy fights. This is what legacy means. This is what legacy means. If you're a fanboy, you might not understand what a legacy means. What builds a fighter's legacy is when you have legacy-defining fights. Meaning, when you have a apex fighter fighting another apex fighter, that is what builds your legacy. When you have a Sugar Ray Leonard fighting a Marvin Hagler, that's what builds your legacy. When you have a Teofimo Lopez fighting Lomachenko, who was arguably, some people say he was the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. I didn't agree with it, but that's neither here nor there. Pound for pound is very subjective. That is what builds your legacy, right? When you have Errol Spence, he's finna fight Manny Pacquiao. That's going to build his legacy. You see what I'm saying? If that's what builds your legacy. Hell, even Wilder fighting Tyson Fury, that's going to help build his legacy, especially if he can win, right? Or vice versa. So Josh Taylor fighting Regis Prograis and the way he came up to fight these guys, and he beat Ramirez in the United States against all odds. These are legacy-defining fights, and now he's become undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world. So how you build your legacy in boxing is when you fight other legacy-defining fights, when you fight other top fighters. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny to me that Floyd Mayweather, the guy who had a lot of legacy fights, is saying that he wants to build Tank's legacy, but he's not giving Tank Davis legacy-defining fights. Yeah, so they want. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, he's not that confident in Tank Davis, and like he showed the whole world tonight that he's not that. He told him, he kept it real with him. He said, "You're down on the unofficial scorecard for the whole world." Go ahead, Coach. Read that. Go ahead, you can read super chat.
No, go ahead. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. He in front of the whole world, he let the people know that he's not that. He doesn't believe in Tank that much. I mean, it's obvious that he lost the first 5 rounds. And he won. He lost a round between the 6th and the 7th. He lost the 7th round, I believe, too. And he lost the 9th round. He was losing rounds back to back. And like I say, he got the knockdown. But it's just like, Floyd knows the game of boxing, right? And he knows that if he puts him in a situation at 140 against Josh Taylor, it's not going to be good for him. And I think that's why we didn't get him calling out guys at 140. I think he's honestly going to go back down, Coach.
Yeah, I totally agree. Hey, Sly Tennis, I did see a super chat earlier. I got caught up in talking. Sorry about that, fam.
Super chat received.
Sly Tennessee say that Tank fought for the JV belts. Not the same. Ali, Robinson, Hagler, etc. None of them dodged the best like Tank. Stop calling dude a 3-division champ. At this point, I'm not going to put it on Tank. But these same guys will turn around and say, hey, the reason why Terrence Crawford can't get these fights is his fault. He's ducking people. But then if we use that same narrative or analogy to Tank Davis, the reason why Tank ain't fighting these other fighters, you guys don't, you keep that same energy. You'll say, man, it ain't his fault. It's Floyd Mayweather's fault. Can't have it both ways when both fighters have handlers. But I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. If you didn't have a double standard, you would not have a standard at all. So shout out to my brother Sly Tennessee's, man, for that. Let me address the other super chat. Shout out to David. David, go ahead, fam. Thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. I really appreciate that.
Super chat received.
So what I want to say is this: like, listen, when Floyd Mayweather was Pretty Boy Floyd, I would advise all of you guys who are diehard fans of Tank Davis or Lomachenko or Teofimo Lopez, go back and look at when Floyd Mayweather was Pretty Boy Floyd. Look at Pretty Boy Floyd and tell me how many legacy defining fights he had. Just tell me that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these guys, they written like you. I can tell by what you say in the chat how long you started watching boxing. Like literally, like I can pretty much tell what your age is. And yeah, he's between the ages of this age and this age, and he just started watching boxing about anywhere from 3 to 5 years ago. Like literally, you know what I mean? And I know this, and I can't. I won't. You know. I won't give you guys a hard time because I know you don't know. I know you don't know. And I get it. I understand. I know you don't know. So I'm not going to give you a hard time about it. But Floyd Mayweather, it kind of disturbed me when he said this. He said that he said that basically Floyd said that you know, now from a business standpoint, now in defense of Floyd Mayweather, I'm gonna say this. In defense of Floyd Mayweather, from a business standpoint, what he's doing is making sense. You want to give your fighter a low risk, high reward fight, but you have to sell it to the audience that this guy that he's fighting is the best, is the biggest best fighter since King Kong and Godzilla. So you take a low risk reward fighter, you build him up. Man, this dude here, man, he way better than Josh Taylor. He's way better than Lomachenko. He's way better than Teofimo Lopez. And then when I put this guy under the microscope and look at his resume, I'm like, wait a minute, man, this dude ain't nowhere near what you saying he is. Listen, forget what I tell. No, forget what you see. Just listen to what I tell you. I'm telling you that this guy is King Kong, Godzilla, and Tank is fighting a monster. You see what I'm saying? But this is what promoters do. The promoter's job is to take a C-class fighter, because there are levels to this. The promoter's job is to take a C-class fighter, hype him up, make it look like that he's Godzilla, right? When in actuality he's Tweety Bird. He's Speedy Gonzalez. You see what I'm saying? So this is a disservice to Tank. But this is what Floyd Mayweather is doing.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Hey, shout out to my sister Karma Serene. Thank you so much, sis, for the super chat. She said, "Hey, coach and chat, I'm just listening in because it's my ER weekend." But listen, I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good day at work, sis. I really do, Karma. I really do. I'm gonna send you a text as well. Yeah, check it out though. You know what I mean? Hey, shout out to Major Key Boston. Shout out to my brother Tune, and much love to my brother Exclusive. Hey man, listen. How was your training last week?
Oh, it was good, man. I got some good sparring and stuff like that. It was real good, man. Like I'm preparing for a tournament and stuff like that. It's no longer called the Golden Gloves, it's called Ringmasters now. So yeah, I'm preparing for that. It should be by July 10th. Yeah,
it's not the Golden Glove no more.
Yeah, in New York it's not Golden Gloves no more. It's Ringmasters now.
Oh yeah, man, damn man,
everything changing.
They said they got rid of the Golden. I had a homeboy say he boxed Golden Glove. Hey, he never had a fight in his life, but he said he boxed Golden Glove. Hey, I'm gonna tell you that story one day too. Hey, Exclusive, I'm gonna tell you that story one day, man. It's gonna have you crying laughing, bro.
Yeah, man. That story that you told the other day, man, that shit. I went back and actually rewatched it. Like on my way to sleep, I had to read. That shit was funny, coach. With Allen, man, that shit was hilarious, man.
Hey, listen, the brother right here, Brennan said that I was at the fight. It was good, but I did have Tank Davis ahead from what I seen. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was watching the Lomachenko fight, so I didn't see the fight in its entirety. Once Lomachenko stopped Nakatani in the 9th round, TKO stoppage, and he was killing Buddy at that round. I felt so bad for Nakatani. I'm like, damn, because he broke him down systematically. You know what I mean? Like very, very methodically, he broke him down. And then once that fight was over, I heard the Teofimo Lopez's father speak and said that they'd love to make that fight. And Bob Arum said that they're going to make that fight happen with Teofimo and Lomachenko fight at the end of the year. They're going to fight. Hopefully that fight happens because Bob Arum is a known liar, so you can't believe shit Bob Arum say. But hopefully it should happen because it's an in-house fight. I would love to see that fight again. Those are legacy-defining fights. You know what I mean? When you are a great fighter, as Toon believes that Tank is, and I think he's a great fighter as well. Great fighters need to fight great fighters. You're not going to. That's why I didn't buy that fight. I'm not going to pay $75 to see Tank fight a Mario Barrios. I know nothing about Mario Barrios. Like literally, I don't. I know nothing about the guy. You see what I'm saying? So I've seen him fight a couple of fights, but I don't know much. I don't know much about him. I haven't done my research on him, and I don't hear nobody talking about the dude. I'm just being honest with you. Prior to him fighting Tank, now once he fights Tank, Mario Barrios is King Kong and Godzilla. So I'm just being honest with you, right? And in my opinion, that's not going to fly. I've been watching boxing too long, and I understand what Floyd Mayweather is doing. You know what I mean? But Floyd Mayweather, from a business standpoint, Floyd Mayweather is smart. Keep your fighter away from the monsters, while belittle the monster fighters. Tell everybody that Lomachenko ain't nobody. He ain't on Tank's level. Tell them that. Tell everybody that Teofimo Lopez is nobody. He's not on Tank's level. Tell everybody that Josh Taylor's nobody. He ain't on Tank's level. Belittle all of the fighters who are the monsters in these divisions, and then take a cherry pick, a C-class fighter, and hype him up and build him up to he is better than Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Josh Taylor. Tell everybody that he's better than them because they know Tank probably has a bunch of casual fans. They casual. They just started watching boxing about 2-3 years ago, 5 years ago. So you can tell the casuals anything, right? But somebody like me who've been watching boxing since 1979, 1980, I ain't buying it. I know better than that. This is not a knock on Tank Davis. This is a knock on his handlers and Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather. Go ahead, exclusive.
Yeah, Leonard Ellaby. I feel like more times than not, he's hating on fighters that he doesn't promote. I think that's really disrespectful. I think that he shows no class when he does that. I feel like Leonard Ellaby, he's biased. He doesn't be real. I mean, going into this fight, he claimed that Barrios. He thought that Barrios was going to present a big challenge to Tank. He said this is a dangerous fight. I don't like this fight. He was saying things like that. I think it was to build up the fight because there's no way he's saying that about his own fighter to make because that kind of takes away the confidence from your fighter. You get what I'm saying? He was saying things like that. But all in all, I really think this was a good fight. I don't think it was worth $70. I think a super fight is worth $70. Like a Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford. I think that would be worth $70. This fight right here, I mean, Barrios is not a superstar. Tank is. I mean, this shouldn't be worth no $70. What you think on that, Coach?
I mean, that's why I didn't buy it. I wasn't falling for the banana in the tailpipe, but Tank is 26 years old. He has a lot of casual fans, and of course, you can tell them anything. They know that Atlanta is a good venue. Tank does good numbers in Atlanta. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, so from a business standpoint, put yourself in Floyd Mayweather's and Leonard Ellaby's shoes. From a business standpoint, that's smart. So I'm not gonna lie. From a business standpoint, and I understand. I understand Floyd Mayweather's business model for his fighter Tank. We're gonna protect him. We're gonna put him in there with C-class fighters. We're gonna hype it up. Our job is to dismiss any fighter that could be a serious contender, a serious fighter. Dismiss Lomachenko. Dismiss Tank Davis. I mean, no, not this Tank Davis. Dismiss Teofimo Lopez. Dismiss Devin Haney. This is why Floyd says that, hey, we got a bunch of fights we can make. I'm not going to make another promotional company money. I'm not going to make them rich. We just going to, he say Mayweather Promotions and PBC is one and the same. We're like family. We have a bunch of fighters that we can fight. He said, wait, bro, so if you like Tank, you're a casual. Come on, Coach. ain't nobody Tank the best ever, but he can fight. Ain't nobody hyping Tank up again. Lomo Duck Pacquiao at 138 said it was too big. Brother, I think Tune, you are deflecting. If you are not a casual Tune, this is not for you. The only people will get offended at what I'm saying is the people that what I'm saying is applying to. So my brother, with all due respect, if you got offended at what I just said, then the shoe must fit. I was saying that I didn't say that everybody who is let me make this clear. Do me a favor, give your ears an opportunity to hear what your mouth won't let you, right? And this is all due respect. I said that a lot of Tank Davis's fans, he has a lot of casual fans. I did not say that Tank Davis, anybody who is a fan of Tank Davis, everybody is a casual fan who likes Tank Davis. I did not say that. I clearly said that a lot of Tank Davis's fans, he has a large fan base, guys who are casuals. They just started watching boxing not too long ago. How do I know? This is why when someone tells certain fans of certain fighters that a A-class fighter like a Lomachenko is a nobody, they can go for that. That a fighter who is undisputed at 135 like Teofimo Lopez, oh, he really ain't nobody, they'll go for that. But someone like Mario Barrios, someone who no one really knows of, they can tell them, man, this guy is King Kong, Godzilla, one of the greatest fighters of all time, and Tank is gonna really, really struggle with this guy, and yada, 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 yada. And then when Tank beats him and his fans will go for that, that's because they really don't know much about the sport of boxing. They are casuals. So if you do not, let me repeat, if you do not fit this category or narrative, you should not get offended by this. But if you get offended by this, you are the guy who I'm talking about. So that's so I hope I made myself clear, my brother Toon. You see what I'm saying? I know that you're very, very sensitive when it comes to Tank Davis. I get it. Trust me, I get it, brother. I get it. I get it. I was the same way with Mike Tyson. I was the same way with Roy Jones Jr. I was the same way with Marvin Hagler. And I was the same way with Pernell Whitaker. I get it. You know what I mean? But I hope I cleared that up. If you are still offended by what I said after I cleared it up, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing with when his coach, I forget his name, Coach Calvin, right? In the All Access, he was like Tank's fight. He was comparing Floyd, an article that Floyd said he was fighting. He wanted to fight the best at 130, 135, 140, and Tank, he really didn't fight the best at 140, 135, or 130. So like, I mean, Barrios is one of the best fighters at 140, but not the. And I think that's what, they're trying to make Tank seem like he's fighting the best at those respective weight classes, and he's really not. And a lot of casual fans gonna eat it up.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So again, this is no knock on Tank Davis. Because I know, listen, I'm finna tell y'all what's gonna happen. Today is Sunday, June 27th, and it's 3:44 p.m. right here, Eastern Standard Time. This is what's going to happen. Someone's going to say, oh man, coach is hating on Tank Davis. That's what they're going to say. They're literally going to lie and say I'm hating on Tank Davis when I clearly stated that, hey, listen, man, I'm not knocking Tank at all. This Tank is doing what his handlers tell him to do. But when you have I guess when you suffer from certain mental tendencies to where, so when some guys are overly sensitive about something, they would take criticism of a fighter's promoter and say that, hey, man, you're criticizing my fighter. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather. From a business standpoint, Bold and Understanding want to know what's the link. I'll drop the link in a minute, fam. From a business standpoint, I understand Floyd Mayweather's business model. I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? I get what he's saying from Floyd Mayweather's business model. Floyd Mayweather clearly stated that he is not going to allow Tank to fight anyone outside of PBC. He clearly stated that. He clearly stated that I am not going to let Tank fight anybody outside of the PBC. So there's no Josh Taylor. There's no Josh Taylor. There's no Teofimo Lopez. There's no Lomachenko. There's no Devin Haney's. Hell, we probably won't even get Tank to fight Shakur Stevenson at 130. There's none of those. So when he said that was the answer to the question. That was the answer to the question. That's all I'm saying. This ain't Tank's fault. This is his handler's fault. Fighters have handlers. Fighters have to do what their handler tells them to do. Period.
And Tank, I don't think he's gonna pursue greatness on going on to face those guys because hey, people look at him as a lot of his casual fans look at him as like you said, the greatest thing since sliced bread. So I don't think he's gonna pursue it. I mean, he feel like he the best despite not fighting the best guys in those weight classes I mentioned.
Right. You know what I mean? And again, I have to stress this again because I don't want the Tank army coming after me, like the Wilder army is coming after me, like the Errol Spence army is coming after me. I know you guys are very, very, very hypersensitive when it comes to these fighters. I get it. I understand. I'm saying again, for everyone who is trying to be respectful, let me try to be respectful. I'm saying it again for everyone who may not be as swift up here as the average individual. I'll say that. I am not attacking your favorite fighter, Tank Davis. Again, I am not attacking your favorite fighter who is in protective custody by Floyd Mayweather, Tank Davis. I am attacking Floyd Mayweather's narrative of him dismissing all the other fighters. Josh Taylor is undisputed with junior welterweight champion of the world. There's not a dispute in that. Right? Teofimo Lopez, there is a dispute whether he's undisputed or not, but they do say he's undisputed, so I'm gonna run with that narrative. So that might be the second undisputed champion in boxing right now. They will dismiss Teofimo Lopez, they meaning PBC and Floyd Mayweather Promotions. They will dismiss Lomachenko, right? They will dismiss Josh Taylor, while at the same time saying that Mario Barrios is the greatest fighter in the history of boxing. And Tank Davis's fans will say, yeah, well, Tank don't need to fight those guys because they haven't done anything. They are not on Tank's level. You're right. Josh Taylor is not on Tank's level. He is above He is above Tank's level. Do you want to know how I know? Because he is the undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world. Teofimo Lopez is undisputed. He's the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. So when you say Tank, they are not on Tank's level, you're right about that. They are above him.
Yeah.
And they would justify saying that, oh, well, this perfect example. Toom, here you go. Haney ain't did ish for that belt. Okay, cool. He haven't done nothing for that belt. Right. I agree with you. He haven't done anything for the belt. You're right. I agree with you on that. But my question was to you. I said, who do you want to see Tank fight next? Toon said that you want to see Tank fight Teofimo Lopez. Now, me and you both know that ain't gonna happen because Floyd Mayweather clearly stated at Behind the Gloves and last night. You guys can see the interview. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the link so you guys can get it. So you guys don't think I'm capping. Behind the Gloves in the interview last night, Floyd said that his fighter ain't fighting none of those guys. Leonard Ellaby said that Josh Taylor is nobody. He can't put butts in the seats. Like literally, he said this. This guy has a whole goddamn country behind him. He's the only undisputed champion of the world at the same division that Tank fought at last night.
Coach, let me say this, Coach.
Go ahead.
If Josh Taylor brings nothing to say, he don't put no butts in the seat. Isn't Tank supposed to be the pay-per-view star? Why can't Josh Taylor, who is undisputed, right? Tank is the pay-per-view star, right? If Tank is a pay-per-view star, that fight can sell, especially with Josh Taylor being undisputed. That's just they just covering it up. They don't want no Josh Taylor. That's what it really is. Because why can't that fight sell? Like, what argument is that? Man, listen, man. Okay, if you can tell me if Tank can fight Mario Barrios and you happy with that, how you don't want to see him fight the other guys? If he's that good and he's on that level. See, the only way you're gonna know what a person made of is when they fight somebody. We know how good Tyson Fury is because he fought Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder was supposed to be the baddest heavyweight in the history of boxing. You know what I mean? So Toon said you can't compare Tank Wilder fans to Tank fans. Oh, yes, I can. But and the fact, hey Toon, and the fact that you cannot see the similarities in the two tells me a lot about you, my brother. Wilder fans and Tank Davis fans are very similar. The only difference is
The only difference is, I will say this. There's some similarities there. But I will say this. I don't see Wilder fans, they are a little bit radical. I don't think Tank Davis fans is a little not as radical as Wilder fans, but they damn near the same though. You guys are hypersensitive. Now, if I was on here just praising Leonard Ellerbe and praising Floyd Mayweather and stuff like that, then that'd be something different. But you know me, I don't give a damn about promoters, promotional companies. I don't care nothing about that. I'm probably the only guy on YouTube that says I don't give a damn about Al Heyman. I don't care nothing about Floyd Mayweather, the promoter. I don't give a damn about Garage Nose, Leonard Ellerbe, who probably snort a kilo of cocaine a night through each nostril. I care nothing about none of those guys. I like the sport of boxing, and what makes boxing is when you see the best fighters fight the best. That's it. You know, so yeah, man. But Tune, I get it, brother. I get it. I get it. I get it, man. I get it, man.
Yeah,
Is there anything,
monster.
Tune, is there anything that I can say to make you feel good? Is there anything that I can say about Tank that will boost your morale, make you feel happy and feel good? Is there anything that you would like for me to say today? Special request to my brother Tune. I know this is a very sensitive subject right now, talking about Tank. So is there anything that I can do to stroke your feelings and just make you feel good, and anything that you would like for me to say? You know what I mean? Anything that you would like me to say, Tune, just let me know. But if you want to see Tank fight Teofimo Lopez, what we're going to have to do, my brother, is this. We're going to have to put out a petition to Floyd Mayweather and say, hey, listen, man. We want to see Tank fight Teofimo Lopez. Tune is a diehard Tank Davis fan, and he wants to see Tank Davis fight Teofimo Lopez. What you think we can make that happen? You think we can make that happen on Tune? Yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I don't want my brother over there crying and stuff like that about Tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a lot of passionate Tank fans, man.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Bo, Hit ring a round of applause.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, I don't know what Shelton was thinking, man. He was picking Barrios to beat some Tank, man. I'm like, come on. I ain't never even heard of this dude, Barrios, man. And, I don't know what he saw, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it was a great performance on his part. But I will say this, man. There's a reason why Leonard Ellerbe don't want Tank to get in there with Josh Taylor, because I think Josh Taylor will put the works on Tank. That's just my opinion.
All right, Tune. Hold on, Bo. All right, Tune. I'm not going to say you like the Wilder fan. Okay, I'll retract that. I'll take that back. I'm not saying you, but I'll say that you're not like Wilder fan. But I'm sorry. Hey, listen, man. Oh, here go my brother Shelton right here, man. Shout out to my co-host, man. He just touched down back in LA. He's on the west side right now, man. Compton. You know, shout out to my brother. We're gonna hit the Ali bell for Shelton. Go ahead, Shelton, man.
People. I had a great time, man. It was a great fight. Great card. The whole card full of knockouts. Lubin stopped Rosario. Akhmedov beat Mendez. Mendez quit on the stool. Bronco beat who did he beat? Oh, Sanchez, some guy named Sanchez. But the guy, I heard of the other guy before. It was a great card, man. And the undercard was flapping too. I saw Francis Bartholomew was on the undercard. He fought. He got beat.
Hey,
man,
listen, man. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna let y'all. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. Shelton, man. Everybody want to shout out to Retro Boxing, man. Please go to the channel, subscribe. My brother Blood. Hit the Ali bell for my brother. And I'm gonna let y'all ask Shelton any question y'all want to ask him.
Hey, Shelton.
Yeah.
What were you drinking when you thought Barrios was gonna beat Tank?
Shit, you got a bigger, stronger guy, supposedly. 9 knockouts in his last 10 fights. Tank Davis looks shitty against Gamboa. If you look at that just on the attributes of each fighter and what's been going on in the last, say, 5 fights, I gave the edge to Barrios. I thought he was bigger, stronger. I thought he would stop him. Obviously, I was wrong.
But here's my thing, Shelton. Who in the world did Barrios beat? I mean, I understand the streak and whatnot, but against who though?
He beat 140-pound fighters. When is Tank fighting 140 pounds?
Hold on.
Hey, Leroy.
Hold on, let me get this super chat out the way.
Received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, shout out to Toon. Toon said, I appreciate that, man. That made my day. I can't be in the same category with the boys. I guess he talking about Deontay Wilder boys. We'll never be that bad. I'm a fan, but I ain't no delusional. All love, coach. Yeah, all right. Salute to you, Toon. And then Toon says, "Where's my money, Sheldon?" Hey, the man just got back, man, from LA. Sheldon, he gonna take care of you. Don't worry about it.
Toon, listen up, Toon. It's 50 funky ass dollars. I'm gonna give it to you tomorrow. I just got home. I ain't been to sleep since Friday night. So I'm gonna give me some rest, and I'm fucking with no super chats and no cash apps, none of that shit today. But I get to you tomorrow. You know, we'll be on the show at 12. You have your money. I got you, bro. I got a couple other bets I got to pay too. So you're not the lone stranger,
Man,
But look, like I said, I hear Bo over there talking that shit. Bo, let me ask you a question. How many motherfucking fights? How many fights did Tank have at 140 for this one?
None that I know of.
So how did you know he was going to do well at 140?
I mean,
based on performances. Wait. Based on performances he had just had, how did you know he was going to do well at 140? You didn't, but you was hoping he would.
To be honest, I wasn't hoping nothing. Just common sense just kind of sinked into my head when I heard of Barrios, and I was like, who the hell is Barrios? Like, nobody knows who this guy is.
But to be honest, hold on. To be honest, we can ask the same thing about Tank. Who the fuck is he for?
But you know what? I put it this way: you're right on that. But Tank still fought tougher competition than Barrios.
Who? Pedraza?
Say that again.
I said who? Pedraza?
Yeah, Pedraza is a tough out. I mean, for anybody, to be honest with you.
That win, no. That win is starting to look real good now since Pedraza's smoking people at 140 pounds.
But Pedraza was
Y'all wasn't saying that shit 8 months ago.
Nah, Pedraza was undefeated. Remember, Pedraza, he gave Lomachenko a hard time. Despite what the scorecard said, I thought after 10 rounds, I personally had that 5 rounds to 5, when he fought against Lomachenko.
I did too, but we ain't judges.
Right.
and Tank, man, he like Barrios was winning the first 5 rounds, I thought, man, and then Tank he got confident when that left hand started landing.
Oh yeah.
What happened, fellas, is this. Now I'm gonna tell you, I had a 9th row seat, so I'm gonna tell you what I saw. When Barrios hit Tank, I think it was the 6th round with that straight right. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Tank just ate it and kept coming. I knew right there my money was gone. I said, "Yep, you can't hurt him."
I don't think it's necessarily hit him flush. What Tank was doing with his guard, he was like, a lot of the shots that Barrios was throwing weren't as accurate. He wasn't as accurate as he could have been, and that just showed me the IQ level of the two fighters in the ring, despite the huge size difference. I think Tank, he had a good guard. Like, he was able to like parry a lot of the shots that Barrios was trying to land. And also Barrios, he was trying to set up the big right hand. It was obvious, but he kept missing the whole. I don't think he could find Tank with the right hand, and that's why he really didn't get to hurt him. But I think he hurt him in the 9th round. A lot of people think he didn't really get hurt. I think he was hurt for a split second in the 9th round, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Tank got better defense than I thought. Tank looked good last night. He wasn't sucked up. He looked strong. He looked real good last night. Tank did. Barrios came in big.
Did let me ask you a question. Did anyone see the I'm gonna tell you, it was another good undercard last night because I watched the Lomachenko fight because I do have ESPN Plus. There's a guy at middleweight. Remember, I think I told you that Nakatani was trained by Buddy McGirt. I was wrong about that. It was the other guy. I meant to say the other guy. This guy name is he's from, I think he's from Russia or somewhere up in there, from Iran or one of those places. He's a middleweight. His name is Johnny Beck Ali something. I can't remember his last name. This dude is a monster at middleweight division. I'm gonna tell you something, Bo. You need to watch this dude. This dude, he fought what the brother name he fought? He fought Rob Brant. Yeah. He destroyed Rob Brant. Like they had to stop the fight, I think, in the 9th round. What's the name? Bo Mack was like, listen, man, you ain't doing that, kid. You ain't doing that. Yeah, he's from thanks, Peter Barnard. He's from Kazakhstan. Let me tell you something, bro. Jamal Charlo, man, this one, bro, I would love to see this fight right here. Since Jamal Charlo is not going to fight Andrade is going to fight Triple G later on in the year, and since he's not going to fight Murata from Japan, he needs to fight that guy. Listen, hey, Bo, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you some real shit right now. That dude right there is a problem in the middleweight division. I would love to see that fight. That dude can crack. He don't have one punch knockout power, right? He don't have one punch knockout power. But he's a come forward fighter. And if the fight that Montiel can give Jamal Charlo some problems, this dude is way better than Montiel. Like literally, he's way better. And guess what? He had a monster amateur career too. Look that dude up, man.
Here's my thing, Coach. That guy only really has one legitimate win, which was yesterday.
Yeah, he does. He only had one legitimate win. But what I'm saying is, I still want to see him fight. What legitimate wins did Montiel have? You see what I'm saying? So
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. I know. You're right about that. He only had one legitimate win, so this should be right down Jamal Charlo's line. This should be right down his line. You know, up his alley.
Since he like fighting guys that nobody heard of.
Right. So you see what I'm saying, Bo? This should be right up his alley. Just take the dude from Kazakhstan. Take that dude right there. Get him in the ring. Get him in Houston, Texas. Your fans gonna come out. They're gonna say
because he'll come, Coach. He'll come to Houston. He won't have a problem with that.
Yeah. Exactly. I was like, I will say this. I was now I know the argument. The argument is, Teofimo Lopez fought Nakatani. He already weakened them already. So when Lomachenko fought him, he's fighting Teofimo leftovers. This is kind of what Teofimo's father said last night. He kind of said this last night. Oh, he's fighting the leftovers. He's fighting the leftovers.
Excuse me, Coach. Coach, you can't listen to that dude. That dude's an idiot.
He looked drunk too last night, Coach. He looked real drunk, bro.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did look drunk. He did look drunk last night. He looked kind of sauce. He didn't look like he was too thrilled when they said about him rematching to Teofimo when he was with Bob Arum in that interview. He didn't look like he was kind of too thrilled. He looked like he was just trying to save face. But,
Coach Williams,
go ahead.
If you listen to that guy, Teofimo Lopez is Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. But this is what I told Punch Drunk.
Listen to that guy.
This is what I told Punch Drunk, and I know he has a good relationship with Teofimo's father. But I told him, I say, according to his father, Teofimo is the greatest fighter in the history of boxing. But and if you listen to Bill Haney, he's going to say the same thing about his son. And I understand that. That's your father. They supposed to say that about their sons. That's why I don't listen to anything Teofimo's father says. I don't listen to anything Bill Haney says. Let me go ahead and put this on mute because dog bark. I don't listen to anything any one of those guys say because you're not going to get anything objective out of them when it comes to their son. You see what I'm saying? So when Bill Haney say something about Devin, I totally ignore every goddamn thing he say. When Teofimo's father say something about Teofimo, I totally ignore every goddamn thing he say. You see what I'm saying? Because you supposed to say my sons is the greatest boxers in the history of boxing. There's nobody can beat them. You supposed to say that. You know what I mean? And if you say anything other than that, I would look at you sideways. You're supposed to say that. But analyzing the sport of boxing, I'm not going to listen to you guys about your son, because of course you're going to say that. You know what I mean?
I got to say something too. I was wrong about Nakatani and Loma too.
Yeah,
Loma beat his ass. I'm going to fuck him up.
I knew Loma was pretty good, man. I just think Loma catches a lot of hate, man, because, I agree. Like, I think the media do hype Loma up, but the dude is a legitimate fighter. I mean, the guy got skills or whatnot. The only thing I didn't like about Loma is, he kind of makes excuses when he doesn't perform well.
Yeah. He did. And he did. He had the shoulder surgery and all that stuff there and yada, yada, yada. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want to hear all that. You know what I mean? If you step your ass in the ring. And then especially when his father said, listen, do you want to postpone the fight? We can postpone it. And Loma said, nah, I don't want to postpone it. We want to continue on. Once you made that decision to continue on and not postpone that fight, when you said you was having a problem with your shoulders, that negated everything. Don't tell
shoulder
me
surgery, shoulder injuries out the window now. You said you was fine.
Yeah, that negated everything. You see what I'm saying? That negated everything. So I don't want to hear all of that stuff. Now, OG, you said Teofimo got Loma's number. The only way we would know if he got Loma's number is if they fight again and he beat him again.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to repeat that.
You can stop with that, Coach. They're going to fight again. That's what Uncle Bob wants. They are going to fight again. And they probably going to fight after Cambosis.
Right. Well, when they said that last night, they said that. Go ahead, Bo.
And if this going to be pay-per-view, I will actually pay for this pay-per-view as long as they don't charge like some outrageous price, because I think this will be a competitive fight.
Yeah, this is worth pay-per-view money. I agree with that. I will buy this one.
Wait, Toon, let me address this. You say he already beat him. Yes, he already beat him. But let me explain to you what I have somebody numbers in. When you say you have somebody number, you have to beat them more than one time. If I beat you one time, you can say I was the better fighter that night, right? But if you fight them again and you beat them again, then you can say you have their number. How do we know? Because we fought multiple times. We fought more than one time, and this guy came up 0-2 against me. Now, if Lomachenko and Teofimo fight and Lomachenko wins, then do you flip the narrative and say, oh, man, well, Lomachenko got Teofimo Lopez's number? No, that's what that – I think you guys take it – I don't think they understand what having somebody's number is. You know what I mean? So I just want to clear that up.
Don't. You explain. You breaking it down though, Coach. You breaking it down.
Right. You know what I mean? So
like for example, let's just say when Ali first lost to Frazier, nobody said Frazier has Ali number, right? Once they got that rematch, it flipped the script. And then when they had that third match, then you see who's a superior guy.
Right. Listen, I understand what you Southside about to say, Coach. In boxing, we say if you beat the same guy 3 times, then you own him. Yeah, at least more than once. OG said that T.O. over Loma fight was convincing, Coach. Listen, Frazier beat Frazier. There's a lot of fighters who got beat convincingly, and then they came back.
That was 10 rounds to 5. OG, that was a convincing win for Joe Frazier. The next 2 weren't. Right.
I don't think he know that. Can you have a repeat performance? Perfect example. A perfect example is this. Let's say what's a fighter right there? I do a current fighter. Andre Ward fought not a current fighter, but a fighter that happened not too long ago. Andre Ward fought my main man from Russia, Kovalev. Crusher. Yeah. He fought the Crusher. It was a close fight. Me personally, I had the Crusher winning that fight in that close fight, right? But they gave the decision to Andre Ward. Andre Ward followed it up in the rematch and he stopped him. So it cleared all doubt that it just wasn't a bad night. It wasn't a bad performance, because it does happen. Just because a fighter gets dominated, Lennox Lewis got knocked out by Rockman. Did Rockman have Lennox Lewis' number? No. Guess what happened? Lennox Lewis came right back and he knocked Rockman 2 through his lip. So I think you guys need to I know that I understand what you're saying, but I think you need
Coach, let me address my man Pete right quick. Peter Von Arx. This is the last fight under that contract for Bud. So I'm gonna tell you this. Bud don't give a shit if they put you in there. He don't care because he gonna get his money, and then he gonna do what he needs to do. So he's not tripping on opponents right now. He know Bob ain't gonna give him nothing good because he's leaving. So Bob gonna try to discredit him and put him in there with a lesser guy. This guy probably won't make it 5 rounds. He'll get this guy out of there, and he's gonna vamoose. So we can't even look at this fight. Let's look at what Bud does after October.
Yeah, I mean, I don't broke this down to Peter Von Arx a million times, but I think he's stuck on this Bud ducking. I don't like Bud, whatever, and that's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. You know, it is what it is. I don't broke that down to him is to the elementary level, but it is what it is. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. it is what it is. So
just let it play out. Just let it play out. You're right.
Yeah. You know, when you could talk to your lips fall off. These guys think what they think, believe what they believe, and that's it. Ain't nothing you can say about it. So we'll just see what happens. Other than that, we'll just see what happens. But we had some good fights last night. Did anybody see any fights under the zone card? I know you didn't, Sheldon, because you was at the Tank fight.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Hey, but look,
Who
you
fought on
guys,
the zone?
y'all have a great stream, man. I am dog fucking tired. I'm going to
Go get
sleep.
you some sleep, man.
And I will see you guys tomorrow, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Time.
All right.
Have a good one, y'all.
All right, Sheldon.
All right,
Shel.
All right, salute the Sheldon, man. Shelton showed up, man. Salute the Sheldon. I'm glad he made it back home safe from the ATL. When you're going from West Coast to the East Coast, man, that kind of mess up your sleep pattern, man. So I know he jet lag and everything, man. He just got to get him some damn sleep. You know what I mean? So, other than that, but yeah, man, we had some good fights last night, man. And I really like the fact that I didn't get a chance to see the entire Tank fight, so I don't really know how it went. I know exclusive. You say in your opinion, you think Tank was down like 5 rounds?
Oh yeah, man. And Floyd. I mean, Floyd even said like this is like, mind you, Tank. Mind you, Coach. This is after the knockdowns. Floyd was saying he was still down after the 2 knockdowns in the 8th round. He was still saying that Tank was down. So it was gonna take a lot for Tank to beat the dude. I mean, he got the job done, but he definitely lost the first 5 rounds, most certainly. And it's not because of like Barrios was just dominating him. Like he wasn't really like dominant. It was just that the fact that he was more active. Tank didn't really do nothing for the first 5 rounds.
Right. Yeah. I see exactly what you're saying. They didn't really do it. No, I didn't see it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even see it. I was watching the Lomachenko fight. That was a damn good fight as well. That was a real good fight. You know what I mean? So some people say that Tank was winning. I don't know. You know what I mean?
on that was on the unofficial though. On the scorecards, I think was crazy. I was hearing the scorecards was just egregious, but the unofficial scorecard I think was accurate.
What was the scorecards? Did they reveal what they had after the knockdown?
The scorecards, I didn't really catch them because I was just so upset with Barrios, man. I didn't even look at the TV after Tank did what he did. So, but I was hearing that the scorecards were just egregious. It really didn't show what the fight really was. But the unofficial scorecard was,
Well, you listen, man. I said it before the fight. I said it Friday's on stream. I said, listen, man. Barrios gonna have to, if he knocked Tank down 10 times, it might be a draw. You know what I mean? Of course I was being facetious, but I'm just saying, it's a Floyd Mayweather card. They got the judges, they got the referee. Everything is totally against Barrios, right? So he had no way of winning that fight unless he stops Tank. You know what I mean? Of course Tank didn't have to worry about that. He ended up stopping Barrios. But I'm just saying this is how these promoters work. These promoters, and it's not just PBC or Floyd Mayweather. Bob Arum promotions work that way. Other fight promoters work that way as well. This is what made me respect so much about what Josh Taylor did. Even though he signed with Top Rank in order to get that fight with Ramirez, but he was like, I'm coming to someone else's country. I'm in hostile territory. No one knows who I am over here. Everything is against me. The judges is against me. I gotta stop this dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
In order for me to become understood. So I kind of really admired his mindset. You know what I mean? And the performance that Lomachenko put on last night, bro. I'm watching this dude like I'm trying to find reasons. You know how you try to find reasons not to. I was trying to be as critical as possible. I say that,
right?
Not to give a dude too much credit. And I'm like, damn, man, how he was able to see? He slipped that punch like. It was like he got hit with a punch. He said, okay, you ain't gonna hit me with that one no more. I stood right in front of you, and he just slips like the punch just grazes his cheek. And he comes right back in position to throw his punch. Left hook to the body. Well, he's fighting southpaw. Right hook to the body. Come up with an uppercut. Slide, sidestep. Throw a right uppercut. You know what I mean? Come back with a left hook. I'm like, what the? And then he'll spin him. And then Nakatani was looking around like, where the hell he went? He was looking like, where the hell he go? You know what I mean? I said, damn.
Yeah, Loma looked at 5 years younger last night, man. He looked at 5 years younger last night. That was crazy.
Man, bro, like he said, Coach, you could say what you like about Tank, but he came from behind. I don't know. I didn't see the fight, so I can't say anything. I don't know if he came from behind or not. I didn't see the fight. And he got the job done in style at the end. A sign of a good fighter is when they can do that. A sign of a great fighter is when you can fight other great fighters who are undisputed in your division and beat them.
Facts.
So what you think about that Southside boxing? I agree with everything you say 1,000%. Do you agree with me that what's the sign of a great fighter? Anybody know what the sign of a great fighter is? Because what this is when people tell me how great a fighter is, okay, I measure how great a fighter is by who they other great fighters. Is Barrios a great fighter?
Nah.
Bo, what you think? Is Barrios a great fighter?
Hell no, I never even heard of this dude.
I think Barrios, where he is, like, all right, there's great fighters, there's good fighters, and I think there's decent fighters. I think he's right there as a good fighter. He's a good solid fighter. That's what I would say.
Man, like I said, I never even heard of this dude until he got in there with Tank. That's
Just
the
because
first
you
time
haven't
I
heard
even
of him
heard about
doesn't mean he doesn't have skills or can't fight, because he could definitely fight.
No, I mean, I understand that. But at the end of the day, it's like, you got to make some type of a buzz to get, you know what I'm saying, to get in there with Tank. Somebody that's supposed to be a pay-per-view star, especially after that, Ellaby talked all that junk about Josh Taylor, talking about he's a nobody. Like, who the hell is Barrios?
Right, that's true. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Southside. Yeah, I know you didn't say that he was a great fighter. You said he was good. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I never really heard of Barrios. I'm just being honest with you. I didn't even know there was a WBA regular belt out there at junior welterweight. I really didn't know. Sneaky said Barrios is a Rocky Fielding. Hey, listen. Hey, Coach, when the best fight the best. Yeah, that's when you know. You know what I mean? Like, but maybe I'm just old school. You know what I mean? Coach, Loma fight was brilliant in my opinion. Loma looked refreshed and focused. Yeah, I would love to see the Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez fight again, because I was very impressed with what Teofimo did with Lomachenko. I watched that fight again. That fight was a lot closer than I thought it was. Yeah. When I watched it again, I'm like, I had Lomachenko down against Teofimo Lopez like maybe the first 6 rounds. He didn't do shit the first 6 rounds. I'm just being honest with you. He didn't do nothing the first 6 rounds. Some in the 7th round maybe was a toss-up round. But he lost the first 6 rounds. He definitely, to me, lost the 12th round. But even though he did fight, he kind of lost the 12th round to me. But the fight was a lot closer than I originally thought it was. But I don't want to hear no goddamn excuses from Lomachenko about the shoulder. I want to see him fight Teofimo again, and he says that's the fight he wants. And one thing I will say about Lomachenko, he is calling out the tougher opposition in the division. He's not looking at his handlers, and his handlers is saying that, hey, man, we're going to do A, B, C, and D. So I really like that about Lomachenko, to be honest with you.
Right. I personally had that fight 8 rounds to 4 for Teo, just because, like you said, the first 6 rounds he threw it away. Personally, I thought the first 7 rounds, gave it away.
You're right about that. You're right about that. So that's all I'm saying. If I don't know anything about Barrios. Toon, let me talk to Toon, since he a diehard Tank fan. Then Fury ain't a good fighter for beating Wilder, and Wilder ain't is. Okay, maybe I can go for that too. Is that what you want to say? But the Bomb Squad Nation say that Wilder is 10 times better than Muhammad Ali inside the ring. That's what Malik Scott say. So when Tyson Fury beat him, when he beat him, he beat a guy that was 10 times better than Muhammad Ali. I'm not saying that. You say I got the greatest behind me. I never say that to the great Muhammad Ali. Never. and hit the Ali bell. I'm gonna hit the Ali bell for Muhammad Ali. That's what I'm gonna do. I never say no shit like that about no damn Wilder.
Twerkinator.
Yeah, the Twerkinator. I never say nothing about the Twerkinator. But I'm just saying, you know, who is Mario Barrios? Is he a great fighter? Has anyone ever heard of him before? You know, that's all I'm saying. Coach, he did. He just did what Canelo did when he cherry picked someone he could beat with the belt. Canelo did it for at least 3-4 fights. Some would say that about, especially the Yildirim. The Yildirim fight in the Rocket Field was
Yeah.
like, who the hell is this guy? Now I give Canelo credit for Billy Joe Saunders because Billy Joe was selling out. He was a great fighter. He was an undefeated fighter. I give him that. I got to give him credit for that. So I'm gonna give Tank credit for beating Barrios because Barrios was a undefeated fighter. But the only difference is we heard of Billy Joe Saunders. He's a name in the sport of boxing. I haven't heard anything of Mario Barrios. And then Tank was rubbing the man belt before the fight even and in the weigh-in. He rubbed the man belt before the weigh-in, so he automatically knew he was gonna take that dude out. So Leo said that he said, I think Tank can KO Garcia. Well, listen, Garcia too many shooting videos on Instagram, so we'll never see that fight.
I think maybe they might be referring to Mikey Garcia because a lot of people talking about that. That would be a good fight.
Now let me tell you something. Now PBC, I think Mikey Garcia does work with PBC. He's a PBC fighter. I would love to see Tank fight Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, that's a big fight.
I would love to see that fight. Absolutely, because Errol Spence beat the man up for 12 rounds and he couldn't even drop him.
Yep.
Does Tank hit harder than Errol Spence?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know, man. I gotta see.
You know what? I don't think so, man. I think Tank really has that type of power, man. Like that one punch power. I think with Errol Spence, he just accumulate punches over time and it just wears you down.
This dude here says talk about how T.O. going into a rematch with Loma instead of fighting Haney. Nah, you're not going to talk about that. Kitten, let me explain something to you. If Teofimo Lopez is going to fight Lomachenko, that's the money fight. Who would you rather see fight? You know, Teofimo fight Lomachenko again or Devin Haney? He can still fight Devin Haney. You see what I'm saying? But if he's going into a rematch with Teofimo Lopez, if he's going to a rematch with Lomachenko, if that happens at the end of the year, that's the fight to make. And both of them are on they're with the same promotional company.
Hey, let me add on to that, Coach. When is Devin Haney going to fulfill his mandatory and Javier Fortuna? Because when Ryan Garcia dropped out, that match where Javier Fortuna was supposed to happen, and he ended up going to fight, the other guy, Lucas Matisse.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a damn good question. So I'm just saying, like, Devin Haney can still, him and Teofimo Lopez can still fight. But why would, if you got Lomachenko on the table, that's a big money fight. You're gonna make about $10 million or whatever fighting Lomachenko. How much is he gonna make fighting Devin Haney? He won't make that. He won't make that kind of money, right? So he can fight the Lomachenko, which that's gonna be a big fight. I think the fans would be more in demand for that. That's an in-house fight. And then in order for Devin Haney, in order to get that Teofimo Lopez fight, Bill Haney and them already know what they need to do. You see what I'm saying? Oh no, Leo Sam says I'm talking about Ryan Garcia, not Mikey Garcia. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? So Toon said Tank hit harder than Errol Spence. Okay, so Errol cannot get Mikey Garcia out of there at all. And I don't want nobody telling me, he went easy on him. No, he didn't. He hit that man with every punch in the kitchen sink. He couldn't get him out of there.
Nah, Coach, this is what they're saying. They saying because Earl couldn't get him out there, the excuse was Earl was just trying to box. He wasn't really trying to get him out of there. He just wanted to show his boxing skills.
Okay, well, Errol hasn't knocked anybody out since he fought Ocampos in 2018, I think.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, that's fact.
Because that's the thing when it comes to Earl. Every time Earl doesn't knock him out, because remember, he's supposed to knock out Sean Porter. But when he didn't knock out Sean Porter, it's because he wanted to fight Sean Porter in Sean Porter's style. So he has an excuse for every reason why he don't knock nobody out.
Right, he hasn't knocked anybody out in 3 years.
I mean, he did hurt Sean Porter. Sean Porter has a good chin.
I mean, shit. Adrian Broner dropped on Sean Porter for what that's worth. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? He dropped
guy,
him down too. I mean, Sean Porter's known for getting knocked down. You know, he's known for getting knocked down.
Ugas
you know
dropped it too, so it's like, I can't really keep saying that.
Yeah, Ugas dropped him, and the referee talking about it was a slip. It was a slip.
Yeah.
Man, get out of here. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had Sean Porter losing that fight. Yeah, I think Ugas got robbed.
Too.
Yeah, everybody, even Earl told Sean Porter he lost that fight.
Hey, hold on. Listen, what happened to the belt? Did they take that belt back from Ugas and give it to Manny Pacquiao?
Oh, no.
Nope.
No.
They
I don't think they're gonna do it.
Ain't giving it back.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's whack, but it's all right.
Oh,
Now,
man.
you know what? I'm happy for the simple fact of the matter is for 3 years, Errol Spence been making up excuses for not fighting Terrence Crawford. When Terrence Crawford was going to try to get that fight with Manny Pacquiao, everybody got mad. But then when Errol Spence get it, all of a sudden everybody celebrating, and they shitting on Terrence Crawford. Now I heard this fight could possibly be in jeopardy right now.
What's fight?
The Errol Spence and the Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, I seen something. Yeah.
No, for real? You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A breach of contract or something like that, I heard.
Yeah, apparently some team, Manny Pacquiao, somebody that's working with Manny Pacquiao team, basically, I don't know if they're trying to sue Pacquiao because apparently he was supposed to try to have a fight with Conor McGregor, but since Conor McGregor took that L, you know, that fight didn't fall through. So when Manny Pacquiao, you know, try to make this fight with Errol Spence, all of a sudden now this team stepping in, and I think they're trying to sue Pacquiao.
They're trying to sue Pacquiao for what though?
For like a breach of contract or something.
Oh, they had a contract?
Yeah. Breach of contract.
Oh, I didn't know that. Damn, y'all just put me up on something live on the show. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's I don't know how truthful it is. I don't know how authentic it is, but that's what I mean. It's a lot of people talking about that.
Damn, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Peter Varnos. Yeah, I did see that. Josh Saylor's biggest fight. Yeah, I did see the Bob Arum say that. But Josh Saylor's fighting at 140. He's fighting at 140 in Terrence Crawford contract. Let's see this Jones.
Hey, Coach, what you think about this, Coach? I had said this on a live platform, right? I was saying I think Gervonta Davis, if he stays focused, I mean, he has the ability to be. I wouldn't say as far, you know, because Pacquiao has done so much in many divisions, but I was just comparing their height and their power. Like, I think he has the ability to be the next Pacquiao, even though that may be extreme. If he stays focused, is what I'm saying. He has that type of talent.
So you saying to my Tank, he can be the next Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, as far as because his power, he's a little dude, and he has the ability, the strength and the ability to beat up on bigger dudes, and like it's just crazy. In terms of like they're little guys, you know what I'm saying? They southpaw, you know.
This is the only problem with that. I can agree with you on that, but this is the only problem with that. Look at what you got to look at. What made Manny Pacquiao? The level of competition who he fought coming up. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you look at, you know, Tank is going to have to fight dudes on that level that Manny Pacquiao fought. Now, if he fights the Teofimo Lopez and beat him, if he fights the Lomachenkos and beat him, if he fights on the Josh Taylors and beat him, and if he fights, you know, the Devin Haney's or the Shakur Stevens, whoever division, because he's fighting between 130 and 140, apparently, right? If he fights those guys and beat them, then you can say, yeah, he's the next Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, you're right. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
I was jumping the gun a little bit, but I was just comparing like the type of skills they got as far as being little dudes and the physicality of them, you know, not as far as resume and stuff like, because he doesn't compare at all.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying Tank can still like do a lot of great things. He's only 26. The problem is his goddamn handlers. Floyd Mayweather, yeah, man, we ain't interested in they ain't interested in no Josh Taylor fight. Josh Taylor ain't nobody. According to them, they not thinking about no Teofimo Lopez. Oh man, we ain't thinking about him. He ain't nobody. We not thinking about no Lomachenko. Oh, he too old. We ain't thinking. We gonna keep finding Mario Barrios, and they gonna go to Mexico find another flat. No disrespect to mis chicanos out there. You know what I mean? Yo tengo mucho respeto para todo el mundo. Ya tú sabes eso. You know what I mean? Pero yo no quiero para nadie estar enojado conmigo. ¿Está bien? Bueno. Now, I don't want anyone being upset with me about what I'm fixing to say, but they're gonna find another flat-footed Mexican for Tank to fight, and they're gonna throw him in there, and they're gonna say he the next Julio Cesar Chavez reincarnated. That's what they're probably gonna do. It's not Tank Davis's fault. Floyd Mayweather, that's their business model. That's their business model. So, I mean, PBC, Tank said, not Tank, Floyd said they got plenty of fighters he can fight on the PBC from between 130 and 140. He got to pick it a little.
you know what, coach? You know what, coach? I'm gonna slightly blame Tank for this because he could open up his mouth and be like, yo, I want this fight. Just like how quick he was to open up his mouth about wanting to fight Ryan Garcia when he was on the phone. on that video conference call. So I put it on Tank too.
And Ellaby and Floyd said that Tank chose this fight. They didn't choose it. I mean, I don't know how true that is, but that's what they said. So you have to have some type of say in who he wants to fight.
You know, and I'm gonna say something else. And I can agree with you on that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you could say it's Terrence Crawford's fault, well, he ain't getting these fights as him. He need to do this and he need to do that. Well, how can you say it's Terrence Crawford's fault when you acknowledge that Bob Arum is the one that is putting the money up? He's the one that's not making these fights happen. But if you can blame Terrence Crawford for not getting these big fights, why we hold Tank Davis to a different standard?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If we can't get Tank in there with Teofimo Lopez, it ain't Tank's fault. It's his handler's fault. But when it comes to Crawford, he got a handler too, and Bob Arum. So that's all I'm saying. You know, I'm just saying to me, it's the same thing. To me,
to me, the biggest difference is Terrence Crawford at least is trying to get fights with people. You know what I'm saying? He opened his mouth, but apparently a lot of these fighters ain't trying to fight him unless they want, career paydays. Tank, however, we seen this throughout the years. The thing with him and Tevin Farmer didn't happen. The thing with him and Gary Russell didn't happen. The thing with him and Lomachenko didn't happen. It's like it's keep going on and on and on. So this dude needs to be like, tell Floyd and Leonard, be like, yo, man, I'm trying to work on my legacy, man. I'm already 26. I'm not 22. I'm 26 years old. I need some big fights.
So it is what it is. Peter Von Arts, I totally disagree with you. You say no one is blaming Crawford for not getting big fights. Man, everybody's blaming Crawford. When I say everybody, of course I'm not, but no, a lot of them are. That's not. They saying blame Bob, but prior to the blame Bob, it was Crawford's fault.
Oh yeah.
I can show you videos. Listen. Forget what I'm saying. Peter Von Art. I got the receipts. And I'm going to show you the receipts. I'm going to drop them. I'm not going to drop them today, but I'm going to show you the receipts to show you how wrong you are. You're wrong with the two left pair of shoes. I got the receipts. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to drop it. Yeah, but go ahead, Bo.
As a matter of fact, they blaming Terrence Crawford because finally Errol Spence said, well, after the fight with Pacquiao, I'm going to try to get the fight with Terrence Crawford. But Terrence Crawford already said he moved on. And they blame Terrence Crawford for this one because Errol Spence said he want to fight Terrence Crawford after Manny Pacquiao. That's how much they blaming Terrence Crawford.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, confirmation bias is confirmation bias. So confirmation bias is basically you looking for information to confirm what you already want to believe about someone who you really don't like. If you don't like a person, you're going to find information that's going to confirm your dislike for that individual. And that's it. And that's all it is. But it's no problem. It is what it is. Terrence Crawford don't give a damn about what me, you, or anybody says in the chat. The man worth $8 million, so $7-8 million. So he don't give a damn. His contract up in October. He gonna fight what he gonna fight. I tell you what, when his contract up in October, he gonna have a boatload of money waiting on him. Because Eddie Hearn gonna pay that boy. Either Eddie Hearn or DAZN. So shit. You know what? Hell, listen. I think Crawford should do what Floyd Mayweather doing with Tank. The hell with it. You know what? I can't get these fighters on PBC because I'm being blackballed by my own promoter, and I'm being blackballed by Al Heyman. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do what Floyd Mayweather say. I'm gonna go ahead and just pick and choose who I want to fight, be a free agent, and get paid a boatload of money to fight each person. Because that's working. That model is working for Floyd Mayweather with Tank Davis. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Floyd say it's a business. That's what Floyd Mayweather say. Now, I don't agree with it, but guess what? Floyd Mayweather worth $400 million. He ain't gonna listen to no little nigga like me. You know what I mean? He gonna be like, man, shit, it's working. This what we got set up for Tank. It's what it is. So if that's the way the sport of boxing is going right now, you can't beat him, join him. The hell with it. You know what I mean? Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Because if the people don't like you, they don't like you anyways. And the people who like you and gonna rock with you, they're gonna rock with you anyways. So you can't make moves based on what what certain try to please certain fans, because if certain fans don't like you, there's nothing you're gonna do to make them like you. And I know that. You know what I mean? So Sir say Floyd Mayweather said in a recent interview from yesterday, he's saying that he won all of their fights in-house. Exactly. But no one is calling that out though. No one will call that out. What Floyd say, because it's their guy. Mm-hmm. When it's their guy, it's okay. When it's their guy, it's okay. Like Toon say, Bud better keep fighting them crab fishermen from Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, but when Tank fight crab fishermen from Baltimore, it's okay. Mm-hmm. And see that's what I'm saying about the narrative, though. That's what I'm saying about the narrative.
And Toon, don't think I ain't see your comment earlier talking about why Tank should fight Gary Russell. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, Gary Russell is a a respectable opponent.
Gary Russell can beat Tank, bro.
Yeah, Gary Russell Jr. is probably one of the most skilled fighters they might have on at PBC. And he's PBC. It's an in-house fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's an in-house fight, so there's no reason why that fight shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? If Tank can make the weight, Gary Russell probably have to move up to 130 though.
If Tank beat him, I already know what the narrative gonna be. Gary Russell too small and shit like that. I don't even want to see it. He need to fight the top guys at 140 or 135. That's what he needs to do.
Jabril Bay, you sure enough right about that. You say, Coach, I just came. Mike Tyson told Tank to fight for legacy, not for his promoters. Fight the other guys in his class. Do you think Tank will beat Garcia? Well, we won't know unless he fight him.
Mikey Garcia?
Yeah, Mikey Garcia. Yeah.
Mikey got to drop weight.
We won't know unless he fight him. Well, see, Mikey ain't on 147. Who the hell Mike gonna beat at 147? Well, he beat Vargas. He beat Vargas, but I'm saying, after that ass whooping he wore against Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia ain't gonna beat no elite fighter at 147. And if Mikey Garcia fight, if he ever fight Terrence Crawford, his ass, he ain't got to worry about going 12 rounds. He gonna get stopped.
Yeah. If he gets stopped, they're gonna create another narrative.
Yeah. I already know that, but it doesn't matter. Like, they're gonna create narrative. Like, you can't listen. It's one thing that I do agree with what Floyd say. You can't fight for fans. You the one in there taking them punches. You the one doing this A, B, C, and D. I agree with that, but it's kind of hypocrisy because the fans are the ones who are going to make sure you get paid a lot of money. Because once you create a high demand for yourself, the fans is the market. This is how the business works. When they say, man, well, when you hear business owners and people in business say, well, the market doesn't demand this and the market doesn't demand that. Do you know who the market is? The market is the people who is willing to separate their money from themselves in order to buy a certain product or service, right? So how a fighter creates a demand for himself, he creates a demand for himself by fighting top-notch fighters. When you fight Manny Pacquiao is a perfect example of it. People love Manny Pacquiao because of what he was able to do in the ring. He was a small guy. He moved up in weight, multiple weight classes, and he fought killers in those divisions. Now, some may say, hey, man, when he fought some of them at catch weights, and there was rumored that he was on PEDs and all that stuff there. Well, goddamn, dog, if he ain't never got popped dirty for anything, you can speculate all you want. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is this here. You know what I mean? You create a demand for yourself in boxing by who you fight. You create a demand for yourself by who you fight. Period. You see what I'm saying? Now, you can sell Mario Barrios as being Joe Frazier. You can say Mario Barrios was the next Roy Jones Jr., but me being a fan of the sport of boxing for as long as I've been a fan of the sport of boxing, I know better than that. You know what I mean? Hell, you can sell ice cream to the ice cream truck. But guess what? I know better than that. So
hey, Tom,
that's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
Hey, Tune, who did Crawford? You said Crawford don't need to fight any more 140 fighters. Who was the last 140 pound fighter that Crawford fought?
That's a great question. Since Crawford been at 147 pounds, Tune, I know you don't like Crawford. I get it. And I know what y'all gonna say. No, I like Crawford. Y'all lying. I don't believe nothing you say is related to Terrence Crawford. I'm just being honest with you, Tune. I don't believe you. You or the other guy that's on here. You know what I mean? But outside of that, but what name a 140 pounder that Crawford has fought since he been at welterweight? If you can name one, I'll send you $100 cash out right now.
I mean, we know Errol Spence fought a 135 pounder though.
Tune, who name 140 pounder that Terrence Crawford fought since he been welterweight? If you can name one, I will cash app you $100 right now. So when you say Crawford need to stop, don't need to fight no more 140 pounders, you're saying it. You know, you say Crawford don't need to fight no more, meaning that he fought a 140 pounder and we don't want to see him fight another one, right? That's what no more means. So tell me 140 pounder that Terrence Crawford, as a matter of fact, anybody in the chat, tell me 140 pounder that Terrence Crawford fought since he been in the welterweight division. I'll send you $100 right now. We ain't talking about what was rumored who he going to fight. I'm not talking about going to fight. We're talking about, my brother Toon said that we don't want Crawford to fight no more 140 pounders. Amir Khan was a welterweight. What are you talking about, sir? Steve in the UK. Amir Khan was a welterweight. Amir Khan even moved up to fight, he fought Canelo Alvarez as well. Amir Khan was a welterweight, an established welterweight. And
he fought Canelo at 154, right?
Right.
155. That was the weight Canelo made, 155.
Toon says Zapata is at 140. Sir, your question was, we do not want to see Crawford fight any more 140 pounders. Terrence Crawford has not fought Zapata. That's rumor. That's one. Two, you said any more. Any more means that he has fought 140 pounders at welterweight since he's been in the welterweight division. Name me one welterweight name me 140 pounder that Terrence Crawford has fought since he been at you know what? I'm wasting my breath with Toon. I'm done. I'm done,
so
Toon.
When did Crawford and Taylor fight?
I'm done. I am done. I'm done. Toon, I'm not paying you any more attention doing this show. I promise you that. You're my brother. I got love for you. I understand you donate, but you do not. I think you are a person of you are a person of you have no understanding at this moment. Your statement, Toon, was this: I do not want to see Terrence Crawford fight any more 140 pounders. No more 140 pounders. I'm not talking about who he was rumored to be fighting in the future. I'm saying you made this statement as though he has fought a 140 pounder since he's been in the welterweight division. You haven't answered the question yet. You're telling me who he's rumored to fight. That's all I'm saying. Haven't answered the question. Guess what? You know why you didn't answer the question? Because he hasn't fought 140 pounders since he's been in the welterweight division. There's one person that's fought a 140 pounder and a 135 pounder since they've been in the welterweight division. That's Errol Spence. He fought Lamont Peterson, which was a 140 pounder. He moved up to challenge Errol Spence, and he fought a 135 pounder in Mikey Garcia. Facts.
And not to mention, normally when guys are daring to become great, they move up in weight. Errol Spence started his career at 154 and moved down. So he ain't nothing but a weight bully.
So, that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? When you say stuff, I got to call you out on it. And when you say stuff, I got to call you out on it. And then when I ask you to defend your position, you can't defend it because you realize how crazy it was, what you just said. Got to call you out on it. I'm going to be consistent. I got to call you out on it. The man ain't fought no 140 pounders since he been in the welterweight division. None. Jeff Horn wasn't a 140 pounder. Mean Machine wasn't a 140 pounder. David Benavidez wasn't a 140 pounder. Amir Khan wasn't a 140 pounder. And Kell Brook wasn't a 140 pounder. I didn't misunderstand what you said. You said I misunderstood what I'm saying. I said I want to see Crawford fight someone at 147. I heard Zapata. That's not what you said, sir. Let me break it back up. Let me break it back up. You typed it, I didn't. You typed it, I didn't. This is what you said, Toon. This is what you said. You said that I got it right here. Matter of fact, I should have took a screenshot of it. You specifically, here you go, up here. It's up here. You specifically said that this is what you said, Toon. You said Crawford don't need to fight no more 140-pound fighters. He needs to be fighting Ugas. Let me repeat this, Toon. Because now you're saying that you didn't say this. You said I misunderstood what you're saying. So tell me what part of this statement that I am misunderstanding. Crawford don't need to fight no more 140 pounders. Now let's focus on these three words right here. These two words right here. No more. No more meaning that's like if somebody punched you one time, right? Listen, I don't want you to punch me no more. Meaning that you punched me already. I had enough of it. I don't want you to punch me anymore. If you're eating at a restaurant, and the waitress come to the table and she said, would you like dessert? You say, listen, I don't want any more to eat. I'm fine. I'm full. Right? If you drinking with your homeboys and let's say you're drinking a 40 or whatever the case may be, and they say, listen, man, go ahead and drink some more. You say, no, man, I don't want no more. Meaning that you had enough. You are full. So when you say, I don't want to see Crawford fight no more 140 pounders, you are saying that, no, you saying Crawford don't need to fight no more 140 pounders. You are saying that Crawford has fought 140 pounders since he's been at 147 at welterweight, and you're saying you don't want to see him fight anymore 140 pounders. You are wrong. I did not misunderstand what you're saying, sir. This is exactly what you said. I didn't type it. You typed it. You typed it. This is what you said. I didn't misunderstand what you said. This is what you said. This is what you said. The man hasn't fought 140 pounder. And then you said Kell Brook. No, then you said somebody said Amir Khan. Amir Khan was not 140 pounder. He's an established 147 pounder. As a matter of fact, Amir Khan been at 147 before Crawford been at 147, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, so I get it, dog. I get it. I know how y'all feel about Crawford. I get it. But y'all just be making up shit. You know what I mean? You say people play triangle theory in boxing all the time. If you want to play triangle theory, then that logic means Crawford has the best win at 147. He beat Jeff Horn to beat Manny Pacquiao. I mean, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? I break it down. I'm like, the thing about me, I'm gonna take your words and I'm gonna show you exactly what you said. I'm gonna show you exactly what you said. You know what I mean? And that's it. But we want to see the best fighters fight the best fighters. I don't have no fighters on bubble wrap. Go ahead, Bo. I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm just listening. I mean, I just noticed, the hate for Bud is real, man. I don't know what the Alphabet channel's been doing to a lot of these subscribers and whatnot, man, but they just be putting that narrative in their head that they sit up there and regurgitate the exact same thing they hear from people like Blue Blood, Fanon, and all of them.
Well, some dude, what do you say? You skipping over my comments, debunk that. Dude, like, why the hell are you here? Jay Cooley. I think you're an Alphabet Board member. Why the hell are you over here? I'm skipping over your comments. We're skipping over your comments. We know how you feel about Errol. I'm skipping over your comments. Dude, guess what? Bye, Felicia. Why don't you take your ass somewhere else, Jay Cooley? Like, literally. We know how you feel about Errol. We ain't even talking about Errol. I'm saying that Errol has fought a 135 pounder in Mikey Garcia. He fought a 140 pounder in Lamont Peterson. That's the only guy that I know in the welterweight division that's fought lighter weight. That's fought of 140 pounders and 135 pounder. So I'm using that to make a point, not to knock Errol Spence, but I get it. You guys, listen, you Tank Davis fans, you Wilder fans, you PBC fight fans, promotional companies, you Errol Spence fans, y'all are some sensitive ass dudes. I get it. Why the hell are you here? If you subscribe, unsubscribe, and get the hell off my channel. And if you take what I'm saying personal, good. Take your ass back over there where you came from. But anyways, As a matter of fact, Jay Cooler, matter of fact, Jay Cooler, we're gonna do this. This is what we're gonna do. We holler at you. He out of here. Cause he been coming over here. He been coming over here for a while with that foolishness. He out of here. You know, I don't want no fanboys or alphabet boys supporters over here. I don't even want them over here. I ain't playing no more with them. I am not playing anymore with them. No, not me. Not these alphabet boy channel supporters. So Jay Cooler, I block you. Come on another account. Anyways, he say what the brother say? I don't know. XS good. What you say? Yo, respect and congratulations to the channel. Quick question. How do you think the alphabet boys distinguish between one black man and the next? I have always wondered how they decide to back someone. Oh, I'm very familiar with that. So basically, it's like this here. You know, I come from that background. Basically, it's not about supporting a black man. It's about supporting a narrative, right? These guys support narratives and they put certain talking points that fits what they want to believe in. It'll just confuse you because it's confusing to them, right? So if it's a black fighter that they like, that black fighter can do no wrong in their eyes, and no matter how much contradictory stuff or hypocritical stuff that he does, they will take up for him and defend him. Now, another fighter who they don't like can do literally the exact same thing that their favorite fighter does, and because he's not with the PBC or because he's not with the with a certain promotional company like a PBC, or because he's not, basically it's a PBC fighter. So basically, if it's a black fighter that's with the PBC, they're going to support him unless that black fighter says something against Deontay Wilder or Errol Spence. Then they will attack him, right? They will attack anybody that's black. As a matter of fact, these alphabet boy channels, they only attack black people. Sugar Hill, Mark Breland, Terrence Crawford, Andre Ward. Let's see who else. Kenny Bayless. Who else? Who else they attack? Just in it, Anthony Joshua,
Jamel Charlo.
Jamel Charlo. Anybody that's black, that's all they do attack. That's all they do attack. They attack anybody that's black. You know, unless it's the alphabet boy channel. If it's not alphabet boy channel, unless it's the PBC fighter that fits their narrative. If you fit their narrative, you know they fine with that. Shout out to my brother Exclusive.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, salute to my brother Exclusive. He said I fell off, coach, but salute. I'm still watching. Thanks for having me on, big bro. I'm rocking with New Media today. Big time, one of my favorite great channels. Thank you so much, brother, for the. Hey, man, and we definitely wish you luck, man. In the since you say it ain't Golden Gloves no more, so damn, you know, yeah, it's not Golden Glove anymore. But we definitely wish you luck in your tournament, man. Really do. Listen, it'll just confuse you. It'll just confuse you because you know they don't support skin color; they support narratives. These are the same. Listen, these are the same guys that'll tell you need to stick by the black woman, but they married to an Asian wife. And I don't care who you love. I don't care if you fall in love with a white woman or a Latina or whatever nationality or ethnic group you fall in love with. It is what it is. But I'm gonna show you the hypocrisy in these guys. These are the same people who say that they pro-black, but they got a white woman at home. And again, I don't care who you marry. I don't care who you marry. But they'll get mad at a black woman if she's not with another black guy, but they'll have another. It'll just confuse you, bro. Literally, listen, when I was in the Nation of Islam, and listen, the Nation of Islam does do some good in the community. I'm not going to lie. I just can't bang on the Nation of Islam. I do point out the race hustling, but some of them brothers do good things in the community. But it was some of those brothers, they'll talk about the white man and the white woman is this and yada, yada. They come from the caves, and the brother go home to a white woman at home. Like literally. He said, well, I Elsa Spence, I won't lie, but I like Bud. I ain't got to be hate towards Bud because I rock with Spence. Yeah, I get it. But I'm just saying, like, the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. You see what I'm saying? Like, it'll just confuse you. It'll just confuse you. Like, these guys will literally sleep with every nationality on earth, but say we need to be pro-black. Mm-hmm. And we got to stick with our own kind. But as soon as someone in their own kind do not agree with them, they'll turn around and call you a coon, Uncle Tom, or sellout. Now, these are racial terms that racist white people gave us back in the day. These dudes are turning around to use those same racial talking points against other people who look just like them. It'll just confuse you, bro. Listen, I say this all the time. If they didn't have a double standard, they wouldn't have a standard at all. If they didn't have a double standard, they wouldn't have a standard at all. They wake up confused they goddamn self. These fake revolutionaries. We gonna bang on the man and yada 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 yada. And they're gonna go to church, they're gonna go to work and go work for a white man first thing in the morning. They're revolutionaries on YouTube, but then they gonna go clock in. They gonna go clock in and listen and go work for a white company right first thing in the morning. They call themselves kings and queens. I didn't even think I was gonna talk about this today. They call themselves kings and queens, but they don't have a kingdom. I've never seen a king without a kingdom. How can you be a king, but you don't have a kingdom? You don't have, you're a king, but you're not a producer in the land. Do you know what a producer is? A producer is someone who produces, resources, materials that people can use in order to eat. Like you produce food, you produce, kind of like what any other country does. You produce like, trade and kind of like the lifestyle that we live right here in America. When we need something, whatever this government is doing, whichever government you go to, right? I don't have to grow my own food. We have industries, we have trade, we have buildings and monuments that were built to let me know that, hey, this is a statue of a guy. This guy, he did this 200 years ago, and we're living off stuff ideas that people made 200 years ago. So we're living in a society of the land that we live in. It's been created by producers. So I don't have to I don't have to grow my own food. That's already been produced for me. And when it comes to trade, if I want to go buy clothes, I can just go buy this tank top that I'm wearing. I didn't have to sew it. I didn't have to make it. The people who make this stuff are producers. You can't call yourself a goddamn king if you ain't got no kingdom and you ain't produce a goddamn thing. And if you're complaining about the white man all goddamn day about this and that, then you're just a professional goddamn victim. Because kings don't do all that damn complaining. A king makes something happen. Kings are producers. Kings protect their families. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you go by that narrative, right? Because I live within the construct of America as well. Right? So I don't follow that. I don't follow that narrative. But I'm saying, the banks, he say the banks are owned by who? The banks are owned by, banks are owned by who? The banks ain't owned by me. And if you asking me that question, I'm pretty sure they ain't owned by you as well. You see what I'm saying? The banks ain't owned by none of us. We ain't producing shit. So I'm just being honest with you. I mean, that's just the way I see it. I know what I'm saying doesn't fit the narrative. I get it. You know what I mean? But I'm not a narrative pusher. Those guys are, he said, where do you get your food from? From the grocery store, just like where you get yours from. I get my food from the grocery store. And guess what? I didn't produce it. I don't own the trucks. I don't own the farms that the food was grown on. I didn't pay for the fuel. None of that. So, now if I was a king, I would have that. I would have a kingdom, and I would be able to produce all of that in the land, but I'm not that. You know what I mean? I'm just a regular average guy like anyone else. And I'm not selling myself on some kind of utopia, in order to push a narrative to get super chats and to get people to send me my money and make y'all feel good. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do that, because it's not about that with me. He said another fun fact, Jermell Charlo hasn't fought an active world champion since 2015. Oh, Jamal Charlo. Hey, Bo, let me ask you a question. How did Jamal Charlo get his belt? Did he fight for that belt, or was it a vacant belt?
The one that he has now?
Yes, sir.
Nah, that's the one when Canelo got elevated to the super franchise champion. That's when Jamal Charlo, since he was the number one mandatory got that belt. So basically, Jamal Charlo ain't nothing but a paper champion.
So he didn't fight anybody to get the belt?
Nope. He did. His situation is exactly the same way as Devin Haney's.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, shit. Hey, but hey, you know what? Wait a minute. Hold on. So Jamal Charlo ain't fought nobody to get his belt, but there's a lot of people who is talking about Devin Haney as a paper champion. He didn't fight anybody to get the belt, but both of them in the same situation. So why is not Jamal Charlo getting the same feedback as Devin Haney?
And as a matter of fact, he was the original paper champion because Canelo was the one who vacated his belt first. Well, got elevated to franchise champion.
You know what? I just learned something today, y'all. Bo just educated me on something today. I didn't even realize for all this time. I thought when Jamal Charlo had his WBC belt, he fought somebody. I do remember. I think Canelo moved up and he gave the belt up, right? And he got elevated to a super champion or something.
Nah, he was. He had multiple belts and multiple weight classes, but because Jamal Charlo was the mandatory and the pressure was on him, I guess he petitioned to be the franchise champion, and that's how Jamal Charlo was able to get that belt.
Okay. So it's one thing that I will say. One thing that I will say about Floyd. I do agree with what Floyd say. There's too many belts in the in boxing, but he said that in one breath. But he is the beneficiary. His fighter is the beneficiary of there being too many belts in boxing. You see what I'm saying? So he's the direct beneficiary of that. So you can't complain, we got too many belts in boxing. Well, hell, if they didn't have too many belts in boxing, then maybe Tank wouldn't be a 3-division regular WBA world champion. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
So really Tank only has like one legitimate belt, right? That's at the 130-pound class. Or does he have like an interim belt in that weight class as well?
I don't know. I think he has at the 135. I think he has the regular WBA belt.
Yep.
Because we know Teofimo got the real belt at 135. So and then at 130, I don't know what he has at 130. To be honest with you, I don't know what he has at 130.
Okay, so he has the super and the regular WBA at 130.
So he has a super at 130? Tank does?
Yeah, he has the super at 130, yep.
Okay. So yeah, see, I didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. Like he
won a vacant. No, did he win a vacant? Yeah, he won the vacant super. Yeah, that's right. He beat Jesus Salar. I don't even know who the hell that is, but that's how he got it like 3 years ago.
Yeah. You.
And it was a vacant title, but at least he fought for a vacant title instead of being given a title.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. But yeah. Tank fought for his belts though. Tank fought for his belts. So and this is the thing, like guys, all listen. My channel is all about this, pointing out the hypocrisies. You know what I mean? The hypocrisies and the double standards. I say it all the time. A lot of these guys on these different platforms, if they didn't have a double standard, they would not have a standard at all. And this is what it is. You know what I mean? So, listen, Bo just educated me on something. Pretty much, people jump on Devin Haney by saying he ain't no real champion. But hell, Charlo is in the same situation as Devin Haney. As a matter of fact, Bo is right. Charlo was the original paper champion before Devin Haney. But because Jamal Charlo, he stays on code, whatever the hell code means. I have yet for someone to explain to me what the hell is code. We got to stay on code. You see what I'm saying? Because he stays on code and he don't say anything against Deontay Wilder, he's fine. You see what I'm saying?
Well, you got to remember this, Coach. Jamal Charlo was actually the first one who said something about Deontay Wilder taking that ass whipping. And this is probably about a few months ago. And immediately, what I notice now is that the Alphabet channels, especially after Jamal Charlo's last fight, they so quick to acknowledge finally that it looks like Jamal Charlo has been avoiding Demetrius Andrade the whole time. Before, they wouldn't even say nothing like that. But because he spoke against Deontay Wilder, they so quick to say it now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, and listen, Jamal, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna offend some Jamal Charlo fans, but I gotta say it. Jamal Charlo is not the fighter that I thought he was. He's not the fighter that I thought he was. He's a damn good fighter, but how I define whether a fighter is great or not is based on who they fight. That's how you know your greatness. Marvin Hagler fought everybody, any and everybody. Like, okay, this guy's supposed to be better than me. That's who I'm fighting next. So what made Ali great? It was who he fought. How many Hall of Famers he fought? He fought like 8, 9, or maybe even 10 of them. You know what I mean? Archie Moore, I think he fought Floyd Patterson. He fought Sonny Liston laying down on the ground right behind me. Sonny Liston, he fought Frazier. He fought, even though he was 100 years old when he fought Larry Holmes. He fought Larry Holmes. He fought Ken Norton. George Foreman. Let's see. Who else he fought? He fought Michael Spinks. No, Leon Spinks. Leon Spinks, Hall of Famer. It was somebody else he fought in between there too. Didn't he? Oh no, he's not. He's not a Hall of Famer yet. He should be a Hall of Famer. Ernie Shavers. He should be a Hall of Famer, but he's not. You know what I mean? So that's what makes you. People remember you in boxing. They remember you by these fights, these career-defining fights. We don't have that. We just don't have that anymore. You know what I mean? So now is. And this will get me Floyd. Floyd Mayweather know that. Floyd know more about the history of boxing damn near than anybody. Because he was taught by the best. He was taught by his father. He was taught by his uncle, Roger Mayweather. Rest in peace to Roger Mayweather. Hit the Ali bell for Roger Mayweather. Roger Mayweather say all the time his favorite fighter was Sugar Ray Robinson. That's my favorite fighter. And he say, man, he say Sugar Ray, what ain't nobody gonna whoop Sugar Ray in his prime. Sugar Ray Robinson. And he say that about his nephew. That was Roger Mayweather's favorite fighter.
Hey, Coach, I got a question when it comes to Sugar Ray Robinson, right? Because I was going to do a video, but I'm trying to determine exactly where Sugar Ray Robinson was from because I thought he was from Michigan, but then I see another article saying he was from Georgia, so I'm not even exactly sure.
I think Sugar Ray was from the South and he moved. Okay. Let's see. I think he probably was from Georgia. That's just like I thought Larry Holmes was from Pennsylvania, but he wasn't. Larry Holmes was from a little small town in Georgia. And they moved from Georgia when he was 6 years old and moved to Eastern Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of these guys, they was from the South and they ended up moving. You know what I mean? But I think Sugar Ray Robinson is from a little town called Alley, Georgia. Let me look that up and see. Let me look it up and see for you. Hold on.
Because I just know two different articles are saying two different things about him.
Let's see. His real name was Walker Smith Jr. Yeah, he's from Alley, Georgia. That's where Sugar Ray Robinson originally from. You know what I mean? So a lot of those guys moved because it was rough in the South around that time. And this is my problem. Like those guys went through real racism back then. They went through real racism back then. So like they went through some stuff and they really paved the way for these fighters to make all this money that they're making now, especially the black fighters. So, you just can't, man. You just can't try to race hustle your way through stuff and race bait and all that stuff all the time, man. And I'm not gonna toe the line over here, bro. I ain't gonna be on no code. I'm gonna call it out when I see it. They can call me a coon, Uncle Tom, sellout, Sam, but I don't care. It don't bother me. Whatever name you can think of, it's fine. Guess what? Come back tomorrow and you're gonna hear some more stuff that's gonna offend you again. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna push the narrative. I'm not going to push the narrative. And you know what I mean? It is what it is because I see the hypocrisy with these guys. You know what I mean? And that's all it is. You pro-black, you don't have black wives, you have mixed children. The people who you call kings, they twerk, they taught LGBT talking points by saying that they are men and they want to have children. You know what I mean? I want to one day get pregnant. Those are LGBT talking points. Shout out to the LGBT. I do not want any smoke from you guys. I don't want no problem. But I got to call out some of these guys, you know, and their foolishness. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, and when I called it out, I'm the bad guy. Like, wait a minute, man. Hold on, man. Hold on, bro. What you saying ain't making no sense right now. And then when I call it out, it's, you know, it's World War III. You know what I mean? So, it's World War III. You know, when I called it out, you know what I mean? And no, it is what it is. And so that's all. I mean, that's what I do, Bo. And I'm just like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. Nah, you dudes, I know what you dudes doing. I know what you dudes doing. I can't do that. You know, when I point out the hypocrisy and the double standard, okay, so it's okay for this guy to kiss on other dudes' necks. You ain't got no problem with that. It's okay for this guy to use LGBT talking points by saying he want to one day get pregnant and have children. You cool with that? He's your king, though. He's a king, and we got to get behind our king. No, I can't get behind that. I can't get behind that. Not me. You got to be on code, and you got to, bruh, keep your code. I don't even know what the code is. To this day, you know. To this day, I don't know what the code is. Can anybody in the chat tell me what being on code is? Please educate me on it. Please, anybody.
I don't even think they know. I don't even think the alphabet boys know what the code is.
Like, please, like, to anybody tell me what the code. I don't know what the code is. You know, maybe if I knew what the code is, you know, then maybe I can, you know, understand it better. And maybe I ain't saying I probably won't fall in line with it, but I'm just saying, like, what is the code? Anybody know what the code is? Because from what I'm seeing, if you don't fall in line, they threaten you, they ostracize you, they use racial terms to describe you. You know, they constantly attack you. Anybody who look like them, you know what I mean? They're crying about how much of a victim they are. You know, you're a king one minute, but you don't have a kingdom. You don't take care of your women. Your women are raising the children by themselves. And the ones who do have children, they married to white women and other different nationalities at home. But you Shaka Zulu 1 minute. Like, I don't like, hold on. Your king's supposed to be Shaka Zulu, and he represents a great African tribe. But ask the tribe, do they condone having babies, getting pregnant, having babies? So Toon said, stand by your brothers, right or wrong. That's the code. Okay, cool. I'm glad you said
right.
That.
He said wrong too, stand by him.
Yeah. Listen, so Toon, I'm glad you broke that down, bro. Don't speak out against your own under no circumstances. I'm glad you brought that up. So if that's the code, then explain to me, and I know you're just breaking it down for me, Toon. Thank you so much, brother, for breaking that down for me. So if that's the code, then explain to me why we talk bad about Mark Breeden, not us, but why they talk bad about Mark Breeden in public, and he's receiving death threats. He has received them in the past. Because if I go by this logic, Toon, check this out, my brother. I want to point this out to you. I know you're not saying this. You're just educating me on what the code means. I'm finna show you the hypocrisy with those dudes, Toon. If I go by this logic, why we call Jamel Charlo a coon in the public in front of everybody? Stand by your brothers, right or wrong. So they felt like Jamel Charlo was wrong for what he said, but they attacked him and ostracized him in public. That went totally against this so-called code, right? They called Terrence Crawford top-ranked Toby, and Terrence Crawford don't say nothing. He don't even do interviews. He don't really talk, and they call him top-ranked Toby, saying that he's Toby. He was broken from roots. He went from Kunta Kinte to Toby, using racial terms in disparaging ways to describe him. They call Anthony Joshua Uncle Tom. They call Sugar Hill, you know, we wish he'd get burned up in coffee. You see what I'm saying? Like, what kind of code is this? What kind of code is this? We're not supposed to talk against our people while at the same time talking against our people at the same time. I had one dude come on here. He told me, well, if I don't support the LDBC, I don't support black people. I couldn't believe that. Well, if you don't like the alphabet boys, you don't like black people. Really? Like, bro, like the irony in that.
They actually said that too?
Yeah, brother was on here.
Oh man.
Brother was on here said that. Brother was on here said that. And he said he's a registered member of the Alphabet Boys.
Oh, you talking about that dude. Okay, I know.
Yeah, that dude there. He said that. Yeah. He said that. He literally said that. So the Alphabet Boys represent black people. Well, why some of them got white wives and Asian wives? Why some of them attack?
One of them live in Asia.
Right, and one of them literally live in Asia. One of them, Dante's race baiting nation, cheeseburger eating ass nation, live in Asia. And he has Asian children and Asian wives. So what part of the code is that? Because I'm confused. And if you're supposed to stand by your brother, right or wrong, how come when a brother is wrong in your eyes, you turn around and attack him on the public platform in front of everybody? They look at me as wrong. They have dudes come over here call me a coon. You seen Friday what a dude said. One dude said I was a coon. Another dude said I was Uncle Tom. But it don't hurt me though. They say stuff to try to hurt me, try to hurt your feelings, but it don't. It's like it's funny to me. It's funny to me. Like, because they don't even know who Uncle Tom is. Check this out. Where my book at? Hold on, guys. Let me find this book. Here you go. Here you go. I told you guys I like to read books. You need to read this book. Uncle Tom's Cabin. This is where the term Uncle Tom comes from. If you read this book, you would know that Uncle Tom was the good guy. Sambo was the bad guy. So when you say someone's a Sambo, you're saying he's a sellout. When you say someone's an Uncle Tom, they're saying he's a sellout. Uncle Tom wasn't a sellout though. But if you never read this book, you don't know the history of the word Uncle Tom, you will never know. But them dudes, they lightweight to me. They lightweight to me. Unlike them, I'm very educated, self-educated. I got a whole bunch of goddamn books that I've read and studied throughout the years, and I have a whole bunch of other books that I haven't even have up yet. Them dudes, they lightweight to me. But yeah, I don't understand the code. But thank you for breaking that down to me, too. Thank you so much, brother, for breaking that down to me. He said, bro, not to mention that the first ones to start criticizing Joshua and try to destroy his rep first with the Alphabet Boys. Before any white man attacked Joshua, the Alphabet Boys were already doing it. Exactly. So when I point that out, you know what I mean? He ain't being on code. That's why I'm confused. That's why I'm so damn confused. The definition of creed is belief, particularly with religious ones. They worship Wilder, even though he would not piss on them if they was on fire. Exactly. So you notice they don't ever talk about having babies though. They don't ever address those LGBT talking points that the Torquenator talks about when he says he wants to one day see what it feel like to experience childbirth. They ain't know that. They stay away from that. You see what I'm saying? Because if you say you with your king, check this out. If you say you with your king, and we got to ride with him no matter what, so that means y'all riding with getting pregnant. And Jabba the Hutt, to be fair, the leader of the Alphabet Boy community, the general contractor is what I call him. He does look like he's pregnant. So I think, AKA Jabba the Hutt, he does look like he's pregnant because his stomach is sticking way out there. So maybe he's already working on following his king into having a child. See, that's why I call these dudes out. I have to call them out. You see what I'm saying? I am the anti-narrative. I am the anti-narrative. You know what I mean? So what he say? He said, why y'all get him started? He's about to go 30-30 at the Hey, was it? I think that was Bo. Who got me started on this, man? Well, somebody, I think it was hey man.
Now, somebody asked you the question. I forgot the dude's name.
He say stand by Wilder Shields, Haney by any means necessary. If you speak negativity towards them, then that's your ass. Yeah, bro. Hey, listen. Bro, he say, men don't let other men create guidelines for them or follow liars blindly. I got a brain and can think for myself. Yeah, man, you have to, man. And we can agree to disagree. Hey, shout out to Rap Star, man. Shout out to Rap Star Boxing Knowledge, man. Salute to my brother Rap Star, man. Y'all please go check his channel out. You know what I mean? Listen, we can agree to disagree. This ain't no platform that everybody got to agree with me. Like it's for a lot of stuff I say that you might not agree with, but I ain't gonna block you. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't like the trolls. Now the other dude, I blocked him because he come up here all the time trolling, and that's why I'm like, I gotta get him out of there. Gotta get him out of there. He come over here all the time trolling, so I don't like the trolls. But it's cool. We gotta follow our king. One, he ain't got no kingdom. That's one. In order to be a king, you have to have a kingdom. That's one. Now, is he rich? Yes, he's rich. But in order to be a king, you have to be a kingdom. You have to have a kingdom. But now, if he believes that he's a king, there's nothing wrong with that. That's subjective to him. That's how he feels personally. But when you tell me I have to get on code and follow the twerkinator anywhere he goes, listen, I can't go for that. Because there's certain things that he believes in that I don't believe in. The Glam Squad and the Bomb Squad are one and the same. I hope you guys pick up what I'm putting down too, and I hope you understand where I'm going at with this, because I don't want no smoke, because this community has a lot of power. Yeah, I want you to understand this here. Our beautiful brothers and sisters from the LGBT, so the LGBT and the LDBC are pretty much like this here. Why do I say that? Because the twerkinator, he looks at them as family, right? This is what the people from the Glam Squad said. Glam Squad, Bomb Squad. He said they family. He gonna take them to the top with him. So we're gonna take the Glam Squad to the top. This is what the twerkinator said. This is what the Glam Squad, the people who own the Glam Squad said. So y'all just gonna ignore all of that. I am Mother Goose. I wish people would get to know that other side of me. What other side you talking about? I wish people got an opportunity to know that other side of me. No, I don't want to know that side. I don't want to know the Mother Goose side. You see what I'm saying? Maybe the Alphabet Boys, they want to know the other Mother Goose side, but I don't want to know the Mother Goose side. I'm good. Mother Goose lays eggs, right? The Mother Goose will lay eggs. The Mother Goose will have to get impregnated in order for her to lay eggs. So notice this, these are alphabet talking points. So when you say I am known as Mother Goose, that means you want to be fertilized and you want to have children because you said you one day want to experience that. So if that's what that community is all about, the Alphabet Boy channels, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm good. Y'all can have that. So if that's y'all code, I ain't on that code right there. I'm not on that code right there. You know what I mean? So he said on New Media USA, if Wilder loses and retires, then who are they going to follow? And then if every other black fighter is Uncle Tom. Exactly. Hey, but y'all know me. Go ahead, Bo.
Nah, they'll find one. They'll find one. They'll try to find one in Jared Anderson. Even though, and Jared Anderson trains with Tyson Fury, but they'll try to get him.
Yeah. Jared Anderson. Y'all know who I'm riding with. I'm riding with my dog, the only American heavyweight champion currently walking around today is my dog, Trevor Bryant. That's who I'm riding with. Trevor Bryant. You see what I'm saying? Because Trevor Bryant, he's that guy that everybody's ducking. That's who I'm riding. I'm riding with Trevor Bryant. I ain't heard him talking about twerking. I ain't heard him say nothing about Mother Goose, laying eggs, getting pregnant. You know what I mean? I ain't heard Trevor Bryant say he want to get pregnant. No, I don't know nothing about kings wanting to get pregnant. Like, explain to me. I know your king's supposed to be Shaka Zulu, this Alabama war. I think the Zulus was from South Africa. I think it wasn't called South Africa at that time.
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe?
That whole area. Yeah, that whole area.
Yeah. So I'm just saying though. So if he talking about getting pregnant, I ain't on that there. If that's y'all code, cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just come on out the closet, Alphabet Boys. If that's what y'all support, come on out the closet and say that. I ain't got a problem with that. If that's what y'all about, come on out the closet, man. Come on out the closet, man. If that's what y'all about. I respect the twerkinator for coming out the closet, at least admitting that, people from the Glam Squad is his family. He loves them. They're part of his family. They made four of his costumes. according to them, they're going to be allowed to make the 5th costume. So he spent plenty of money with them. You see what I'm saying? His beautiful white LGBT brothers and sisters from the Glam Squad, they're one and the same. And now he's talking about getting pregnant and having children and laying eggs like Mother Goose. I'm just saying, if that's what y'all about, come on out the closet and admit it. Because the twerkinator is admitting it. That's what I respect about my brother, Wilder. At least he's admitting that he has that sensitive side of him, that he wants to know what it feels like to get impregnated and have children. You see what I'm saying? Have them cheering, you know what I mean? Lay them golden Mother Goose eggs. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hold on. Ain't nothing wrong with that for him. Let me clarify that. If that's what he want to do, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all just come on out the closet, man. Stop fronting like y'all some Mandingo warriors and y'all some killers and y'all gonna pull up and only thing y'all gonna do, y'all gonna pull up to a nest, sit down and lay some damn eggs. That's what y'all gonna do. That's the only pulling up y'all gonna do. You're gonna pull up to a nest, sit down and lay some eggs like King Mother Goose. You see what I'm saying? So let's just cut it out. I don't want to hear all the tough guy stuff. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear all that. I respect the twerkinator for letting us know about his sensitive side. You see what I'm saying? Now, I can't relate to that myself. You see what I'm saying? I can't relate to that myself, to be honest with you. You see what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know, I can't relate to that. I don't know nothing. I wasn't raised that way. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of code that is, or, I have no desire to get pregnant. I have no desire to experience childbirth. I'm not known as Mother Goose. I don't know how to twerk. I have back problems anyway, so I don't know how to do any of that. So I can't relate to that. But if that's what those guys are about over there, then cool, do your thing, baby. Just come on out the closet. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna pull them out the closet, man. I'm gonna let y'all be free to be who y'all want to be. This is America. You're free to be whoever you want to be.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Shout out to Ricky Torres for the super chat. He say Blue was having a Kool-Aid interview. I tell you why. I don't think you'll interview. I tell you why. You don't give the narrative, so you will ask some tough questions. Man, listen, I never interviewed him because off the rip, I'm coming. I'm letting him know, listen, man, I'm one of your biggest critics. I'm gonna tell him off the rip. I'm one of your biggest critics. Are you sure you want to do this interview? Because I'm gonna ask you some tough questions.
Hey, Coach, he'll shut down the minute you said you one of his biggest critics, man. He'll be like how he was against, with that Tyson Fury press conference.
You know what I mean? Hey, this dude, he say, if Wilder loses again, if Spence loses, the channel will shut down or find excuses. No, I don't know. They won't shut down. They'll just keep going. OG, triple OG. No, they'll just keep going, man. They'll keep going. And they won't shut down. You know what I mean?
They find an excuse. They say Manny Pacquiao had something in his gloves too.
And they won't shut down. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, I'm asking these serious questions because when you say we have to ride with him, like, what do you mean by that? Because if we got to ride with someone, am I supposed to agree with everything that they say? What if I don't agree with it? You know what I mean? And I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy, guy. That's all I do. I just point out the hypocrisies. What do you mean by we need to ride with our king no matter what? He's our king. Okay, well, and then you so pro-black, you got a white lawyer, 2 white managers, white lawyer, 2 white managers. The Glam Squad, you got 2 white brothers from the LGBT community. So that's 5. And then you had a white judge who ruled in your favor in the arbitration. Damn, boy, that's some white privilege for you. So I'm trying to figure that out. Like, how does that work? How does that work? Educate me. How does that work? Pro-black, 2 white managers, a white lawyer, 2 white members of the LGBT community who I love that you call your family. So if that's what y'all all about, you want to get pregnant, you want to get, impregnated, you want to see what it feel like to have children. I'm just saying, I ain't knocking what nobody else do. This is America. I'm not knocking what nobody else do. Glam Squad, Bomb Squad, bam, one and the same. You know what I'm saying? LGBT, LDBC, one and the same. To this day. Now I know what y'all about. Just come on out the closet, man. Stop trying to talk tough on the internet. You know, just stop trying to talk tough on the internet because we don't believe you. I don't believe you, dog. I just don't. I don't believe you, dog. I don't believe you. You see what I'm saying? You know, I don't believe. Just come on out the closet, man. That's all I'm saying. I just want to encourage you to just come on out the closet, man. Be who you want to be. Be free. You see what I'm saying? Be free. Be who you want to be. Be who you want to be. Just be free. That's all I'm saying. But don't talk gangster. Don't talk gangster. Because the Glam Squad ain't talking like that. And your king is in direct, your king has a connection with the Glam Squad. That's his family. So if that's his family, he y'all family as well. So Jabba the Hutt, aka the general contractor, you supposed to be the leader of the Alphabet Boy community, right? I tell you what, come on out the closet.
You gotta be careful, coach, man. He got connections from Russia. You let Fanon tell you.
Man, that man got connections with McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. You know, as big as his stomach is, the only connection he got connections with McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Checkers. That's the only connection he got. He, you know, so cut it out. He looked like he about 9 months pregnant his goddamn self. You know, so it is what it is, man. That's all I'm saying. Just come on out the closet, man. I'm gonna give you guys a, open platform. Just come on out the closet, man. It is what it is. He say, and here I thought that we were talking about Tank. No, it's just talking trash about Wilder. Yeah, we talked about Tank already. You know, you just got here. You know, we talked about Tank already. We're not talking trash about Wilder. We just pointing out some inconsistencies. But guess what though? Them boy Torres. Guess what? You can always leave. Didn't ask you to come here. Didn't ask you to leave a comment. You can always leave. You can always leave. But thank you for coming watching. You help me out when you come watch the channel. So, but you can always leave though. You get no more energy, no more attention. I gave you the attention, all the attention you need. You can always leave. Period. Turn the channel. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it is what it is, man. You know, that's all I'm saying, man. But I'm gonna say this bold and we're gonna wrap up. We had some good fights this weekend. We really did. Floyd Mayweather made it clear that he is not looking to make Tank fight anybody outside of the PBC. So I guess we're going to have to look and see who else can Tank fight on the PBC. We really don't know because Floyd said that he can fight anyone from 130 to 140, and Tank has a whole, a bunch of fighters that he can fight between 130 and 140. So we'll be like throwing darts in the dark, trying to figure out which one he's going to fight, and we don't know. You know what I mean? But hopefully one day Tank, Tank, and I don't know how much Tank is making per fight. You know what I mean? I don't know what his purse is looking like. Tank is I wonder if Floyd Mayweather them taking advantage of Tank though. That's what promoters do. You know that like if they see that their fighters are not the brightest in the world, like from a smart standpoint, I don't know. Let me see what Tank net worth is. Net worth in 2021. Oh, that can't be right. Let's say this is celebrities. Okay, all right, shoot. Let's say I think Tank doing pretty decent. They say Tank. Let me see. They say Tank. They say this is recent. This is recent, Bo. They say wait, Tank has a net worth of what, $4 million? I mean, that ain't. Hold on. That ain't bad, Bo. Let me make sure, because a lot of these different sites say different things. Like, another dude, a dude told me, Bo, another dude told me, he said, yeah, man, y'all be pocket watching. I say, Forbes pocket watch. Mm-hmm. Every time you look at somebody's net worth and net worth, and Forbes say, well, this fighter has a net worth of such and such, how do they know? They pocket watching. That's what they do. That's what they do. You know what I mean? So, and guess what? The only way you're going to know what to pay a person, you have to know what the market demands for that individual. And the only way to know what the market demands for that individual, you have to look and see, okay, what was his last fight purse? What was the crowd like? What is his drawing power? Let's see. As a 2021, Gervonta Davis ranked in $4 million. Oh, per celebrity net worth. As a Forbes, he earned $1 million. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, that's pretty good. Tank got $4 million. That ain't bad. 26 fights though. I figure he probably had more than that, but
I mean, with a weak resume like that, that's excellent
Yeah.
for him to have that, that amount of money.
Yeah. Hold on. This one brother say, they say I smell. Oh yeah, he talking about somebody else. Sue Wu NYC, what you say, fam? He say, damn, 4 million ain't a lot. Ain't a lot. All things considered, he should be no less than 10 million, really. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of thought he was making more than that. Yeah, but no, he's only worth $4 million. Yeah, he's only worth $4 million. But Bo just made a valid point. Depending on who, because of who he's fighting, because of who he's fighting. Open there, what's going on, fam? Salute to you, brother. Because of who he's fighting, you know what I mean? But I would have thought he was worth more than that. I would have thought he was worth more than that. But then too, like I'm gonna tell you why I feel bad for Tank as well. Because I seen this happen to Mike Tyson. When you're not the brightest light bulb in the kitchen or the sharpest butter knife in the drawer, people would take advantage of you, right? So if Tank has handlers and he's not counting his money, and he has other people counting his money, then there's no telling how much, there's no telling how much you can, he could be making, or how much he's getting beat out of. Cause I'm not gonna lie, man. I think Floyd Mayweather is a good guy when he boxes, but we don't know what type of businessman he is, Bo. Not saying that he's robbing Tank, but I don't know, man.
I mean, personally, I 100% believe Floyd and Leonard, they don't really have the utmost confidence in Tank, because if they did, Tank would have already been in there with some killers by now. I mean, you got, Teofimo Lopez, who's not making nowhere near as much as Tank, is taking more chances at top fighters. Right. And here you got Tank, he's just, fighting a bunch of no names.
Yeah, and Sneezer said it best. He said people change when it comes to money. Yeah, especially like if you have a fighter, like this is the reason why a lot of fighters they die broke. A lot of fighters, like my guy Pernell Whitaker, he died broke, but he had a drug habit. He was a cocaine. Pernell Whitaker was notorious for getting on coke, especially as he got older in his career. You know what I mean? So cocaine is an expensive drug. But there's a reason why you have like basketball players and football players. 3 years, 4 years after they retire, they're broke, because you have all of these different people who counting your money and stuff like that. You may have an agent, he's taking advantage of you. You have an accountant, he's taking advantage of you, because they know. And then too, you're spending money, right? You're buying cars, you're buying houses, that you're making payments on. It's not paid for. Of course, when you start making money, you attract women that you would never get if you didn't have that kind of money. You know what I mean? So, and these women are high maintenance women. You know what I mean? They want you to buy them the most expensive this and that. And, so I just hope that Tank really, he doesn't end up like a lot of those fighters as he gets older. He, you know what I'm saying, Bo? Just just learn how to count his money.
And on top of that is try not to have multiple kids by multiple women, because that'll make you go broke in a heartbeat.
Yeah. You're right about that. You're right about that. That child support will break you. Because if you're a woman and you trying to get some money, the easiest way to get some money, the best way to get some money, especially if you're one of those quote unquote exotic women, you got the nice weave and you got the Coke bottle shape and all that stuff there, and you always in these different events where these celebrities at. And if you play your cards right, they're looking for a come up. They're looking for a come up. You know what I mean? Sunwoo NYC said Tank is street loyal. He is street loyal too, and that's rarely if you ever serves anyone well. Yeah, in the business world. Yeah, you're right about that, brother. Like it's certain things that you got to cut loose. You can't take care of everybody. It's your crew. You got to take care of all of these guys. Everywhere you go, they want to go. And it's not just Tank. It could be Deontay Wilder. It can be Terrence Crawford. It can be Errol Spence. It could be any fighter. A lot of these guys, when they retire, they end up broke. You know what I mean? They didn't manage their money right, and then they have to keep fighting into their 40s, and because they messed up. They got beat by. Hell, listen. Don King was charging Mike Tyson $50,000 per towel. When Mike Tyson used towels during a fight, it was $50,000 per towel. Literally. Like, bro. You know, so I hear Halim be like, yo, man, Don King is the best. Don King is the best promoter ever. I'm like, man, yeah, I mean, he might be the best for you, but you ain't never done business with him. hey, listen, hey, Bo, ask Larry Holmes, is Don King the best ever? Ask Mike Tyson, is Don King the best ever? They will beg to differ.
Well, I think Larry Holmes was the only one who actually made out with Don King, because I think they did an interview with Larry Holmes, and he said he knew what he was getting himself into when he was dealing with Don King, but he knew how to manage his money, and he had better handlers when he was dealing with Don King, whereas though everybody else didn't. Right.
He did. Like Ali, that was the reason why Ali had to fight so long. It wasn't just Don King, but Ali was trying to take care of everybody. He had trying to, the Nation of Islam, robbing them blind. You got to remember, he was a Nation of Islam. Herbert Muhammad was the son of Elijah Muhammad, and that was his promoter, and that was his manager. No, that wasn't his promoter, that was his manager. Mm-hmm. So what you think he was doing with all the money? They sending it back. You know what I mean? So, by the time he woke up to that, and it was just like, man, bro, it happened to the best of them. Shout out to Lady Shan. Salute to Lady Shan. I know you're tired, sis. I know you're tired. It's Lady Shan on everybody's time zone. Everybody's time zone. She
the hardest working woman in YouTube.
Yeah, she is. Don King put on the best cards, but he was a slime bag. Yeah, he did. And listen, Bob Arum put on the best cards too, guys. Believe it or not. It was one point in time with Bob Arum and Don King, they used to cross promote all the time and just have some phenomenal fights. But, you say Don King was bad, but Mike's wife was worse. Yeah, Robin Givens, yeah, she hit Mike up, but she got ended up getting half and in a divorce, a big settlement. Oh, but Don King was terrible. Don King was he was good for the sport of boxing for the fans, not for the fans.
Fan friendly. Yep.
Southside Boxing said, Coach, I'm having with my son right now. They want 25% for this and 25% for that and 10% for that. The fighter don't end up with much if they don't speak up. Listen, bro, you paying 25% to a promoter. Let's just say 25% to a promoter. And then you might be paying another 25% for something else because they find ways to get money out of you. And then you take 10%. That's 60% of your purse. And then you got to pay your mom. Don King normally had his son being the manager as well. So he was the promoter. That's why they came up with the Muhammad Ali Act. The Muhammad Ali Act was created specifically for promoters like Don King. Don King was your promoter, and he had his son as your manager. Like literally. And he gonna get you the big fights. Go ahead, Bo.
Now here's my question about that. Because it seemed like Al Heyman found a loophole in that. So how was he able to get around that?
That's a good question. He's not a promoter. But Al Heyman is an advisor, and he manages fighters as well. And what he does is he works with promoters on a fight-by-fight basis. So, the old saying in business, what I learned when I went to commercial finance school and all been in New York, it's not what you make, is what you keep. People say, yeah, man, he made $30 million. Yeah, but what he brought home. You can make $30 million, but shit, by the time IRS finished with you, Don King finished with you, his son, the manager, finished with you, but Bob Arum finished with you. And then if you got bad spending habits, you got a house. The house ain't in your name. It's in Bob Arum name. The house ain't in your name. It's in Don King name. Yeah, you got a manager. Yeah, you got a mansion. But who house is it? Who house the house on the name of the house is in? And then the house ain't paid for. You making mortgage payments. And my motto is, look, man, if you got to pay somebody for the stay in it every month, it really ain't yours. You know what I mean? That's why when you buy a car, you have a contract and you make your car payments until you finish making that last payment. Then you finally own the car. It's finally mine. You know what I mean? Because anything someone can come back and take from you, it's kind of like, is it really yours? Hell, even if you own something, you know, they'll find a way to try to take it anyways. But you get what I'm saying, though, man. These Don King and Bob Arum put on some phenomenal fights. But I like to see what they fighters look like now today financially. You know what I'm saying, Bo? Like a lot of them ain't. Bon Scott say Heyman is barred from being a promoter. Nah, but he can't be a promoter. He can't be a promoter and a manager at the same time. That's the Muhammad Ali Act. You can't do that. It's a conflict of interest. They came up with that specifically because of Don King. Specifically because of Don King. You know what I mean? Because of him. Like Bo say, he was a fan-friendly promoter, him and Bob Arum. But boy, they was terrible for the fighters. You know, from a business standpoint. And then Mike Tyson, he was kind of illiterate. Mike Tyson wasn't an educated guy. He was just a street guy. He don't know how to fight. So when you're just a street guy, it's a lot of things you don't know how to do. You trust people around you. People will take advantage of your ignorance. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. I kind of see that with Tank Davis. Because Tank is not a very articulate guy. It's like when you talk to him, it's like his eyes look real glossy. Do you notice that, Bo?
I think maybe he might feel uncomfortable as far as doing interviews and stuff. And that's the only thing I can really see out of it. Maybe he doesn't feel comfortable when it comes to interviews. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, I don't know who his manager is, and I don't know any of that. And then I see some of the same things, like, you know, it's like they tell him stuff to stroke his ego, make him feel good. And honestly, I think Tank knows and understands something not right. Something not right, man. These dudes here, man, because he had to talk with Mike Tyson before too. These dudes here, man, they'll bleed you dry, bro, and move on to the next fighter. They will bleed you dry, bowl, and move on to the next fighter, brother. And that's what it is, man. Southside Boston said, true, coach. Managers' fees, promoters' fees, trainer fees. When you've got your expenses, they don't end up with the lot, brother. No, they don't. You got so much money. Because, you know, in America, if you make $30 million or you make a big anything, and you in that 39-40% tax bracket. You see what I'm saying? So if you make $10 million, you ought to listen. $4 million already going to the tax man. Well, they don't take it off top. You have to pay that. So they automatically tell you, look, man, take a percentage of this and set this aside. You can't test this. We're gonna put this in escrow. This is gonna go to the IRS. If you got some good team around you. So that leaves you $6 million. Okay, the promoter gonna get 25% or 20% of your $6 million. Then your manager gonna get his cut. And then after your manager get his cut, you got to pay your trainers. And then if you got any baby mamas, you know what I mean? Child support gonna get you. Oh man.
And then if you like to trick, you like to go out and live a lavish lifestyle, and you like to drink and party, and you got a whole bunch of homeboys, you gotta take care of them. And then you have your own expenses. You got to pay your mortgage, your car notes, your light bill, phone bill, utilities, and you got to try to keep up with that lifestyle that you want to live. Man, listen, man, by the time they finish with you, man, you got like $600,000-$700,000, maybe $500,000 if you're lucky. Now, people on the outside looking in, they're like, man, he got it. He doing good. Yeah, it look like he doing good. But you guys don't know what the hell he bringing home. Because it ain't what you make, it's what you keep. You see what I'm saying? So I just hope that don't happen to Tank.
Yeah, he, like somebody said, man, he gotta, make a small, hang in a smaller circle, man. You gotta leave that street stuff alone, be more professional. You gotta start living the fighter's lifestyle. You can't be out there party. Well, I don't care if you go out party, but when you start abusing your body with a lot of alcohol, and if you are taking some type of drugs, you're just failing yourself in the long run. So you got to take care of your health, and then you got to surround yourself with the right people, but just not too many people at one time.
Yeah, man. And shout out to Blood Retro Boston. Please go to his channel, subscribe, hit the Ali bell for my brother. Shout out to my sister, Lady Shan. Lady Shan, please y'all go to her channel and subscribe as well. Her channel is growing. You know what I mean? So please go to her channel and subscribe as well. Yeah, man. I really like not just Tank, just any fighter. Do not trust these promoters. Don't trust them. Make sure you got the right managers around you, because your ass end up broke and watch out for the type of lifestyle that you live. Because your homeboy is going to tell you everything you need to hear. They're going to be your shooters. They're going to be the guys who are going to ride for you. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear because they're going to be loyal to you as long as you got their money. Listen, perfect example, MC Hammer. Now, MC Hammer's a very smart guy. He's a millionaire. He's doing a lot. He's doing real good. He's doing real good right now. But he made $30 million in 1 year, and then he had to file for bankruptcy. Now, let me explain something to you guys. Because a lot of people in the street say, yo, man, he went broke. Rich people broke and poor people broke is two different brokes. Let me explain to you what broke mean in rich people terms. Broke means when you owe more money than what you're making, right? So let's say you made $4 million. You brought $4 million home, right? That's what you got. But you have $10 million in expenses. You are broke because you owe more money than what you can afford to pay from an expense standpoint. It doesn't mean that he's going to be working at McDonald's anytime soon or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that. That just means that he owe more than what he makes. Now, if somebody like me and you said we broke, you know what I mean? We broke. We ain't really got no money. We got enough money to buy some food, probably living check to check to pay our bills. That's broke to us. But rich people broke and poor people broke is two different brokes. So when you hear a rich person say, oh man, he filed for bankruptcy. And some of you guys may laugh. Oh, he made all that money. His ass broke. Look at him. Well, he's still living in that house. He's still driving those cars. It's just that he filed for bankruptcy because he owed more money than what he made. So 9 times out of 10, they don't file for Chapter 7. They'll file for Chapter 13. Chapter 13 is, I think, that's the one where you're able to work out some kind of a payment settlement plan where you pay pennies on the dollar for what you owe on your debt. I think that's what Chapter 13 is. I think Chapter 7 is when you're able to wipe the slate clean. You know what I mean? So a lot of them file for Chapter 13 and they just work, they work out payment plans with their creditors and that's it.
So they just broke on a higher level, basically. Right.
That's what broke me. That's what Major Key Boston. If you're in Florida, you can trust our Major Key Promotions coming soon. Yeah, shout out to Major Key. Subscribe to his channel as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So, and that's what's going on. So you have a lot of these guys, they're broke. A lot of them, they broke, don't even know they're broke. Because you still living this lifestyle. You have an expensive lifestyle, right? Like I had this one guy, let me see. Was this one guy? No, I had this one girl. It's funny as hell. She said she got expensive taste. I don't have the girl myself, but I'm just saying this. I remember a female. She said she had expensive taste because she got to get her. You women know about the weaves. I think she had a Brazilian weave, or she had the top of the line hair weave. If you get from Brazil or one of these places, she always had the best hair and the best lashes and stuff like that. She said she got expensive taste, but she lived in an apartment. So I automatically know. I say, man, if she ever gets, her lifestyle, your lifestyle will break you as well, guys. If you have a rich lifestyle, living in an apartment, but you ain't rich, that lifestyle will break you as well. The lifestyle alone will kill you. Especially because when you're poor, you have a poor mindset. You're not used to having anything. So once we run across some money, it's just like I talked about Friday Bowl about the brother who he won the lottery in Detroit for $30,000. And then his poor mindset told him, I'm going to take $20,000 of this $30,000 I won in lottery earnings, and I'm going to go buy a gold chain with diamonds in it for $30,000. And some other dudes robbed him for it, snatched the chain off his neck.
Yeah, I ain't understand that guy right there.
But that's crazy. And he looking crazy like, yeah, and he's looking around. Why would you go to a local gas station in the hood to wear a gold chain, a $20,000 gold chain? Like, who are you trying to impress? What was the point in that? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. You see what I'm saying? So I had the brother last Friday saying that, yo, man, with Jamel Charlo and them, I think they're making more money than that. They got more money than that because, they got mansions. They got a mansion. Look at their house and, they got cars. I said, yeah, but you don't know if that house paid for. Them dudes making house payments. You know, them dudes, they making car payments. They have to keep fighting because they don't have any medical insurance, health insurance. That don't come with the sport of boxing. You got to get that on. You got to get that privately. They have an entourage. You know, they got girlfriends, baby mamas. You know, they got a whole lot of expenses. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, they got a whole lot of expenses. A lot of people who they have to take care of. Coach, I didn't think they had much hair at all with the Brazil in Brazil. Yeah, man, listen, they got some expensive hair weaves out there, bro. It's some of these sisters in the hood, boy, they're like, they go to the club. They got
man.
Listen, I told you about my homeboy. I told you about my homeboy in Miami. I don't know if I told you this. This dude here was on child support. He got like $6,000 or $7,000 back in his income tax return, right? Man, the first thing this dude went and did, of course, he bought some clothes, some jewelry. He rented. Because I used to go to the King of Diamond, right? King of Diamond it's closed now, but it's like this real famous popular strip club in Miami, right? King of Diamond. It's in Miami Gardens in the warehouse district. So I used to go there, right? And I used to cover entertainers. You know what I mean? You know, I told you I got my press credentials with USPA, United States Press Agency. So and I had a radio. So I had an internet radio station called Wars Miami, WARS Miami.com. It's not in existence anymore, but so I used to, you know, interview artists and stuff like that, and yada 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 yada. And then I saw my homeboy there, right? And he pulled up in the limo, you know, all in the VIP. If you ever been in the King of Diamond, as soon as you come in, you got the big stage right there in the center of the club, and you know they got the VIP like sitting right on the stage. They have a couch and stuff on the side, and even behind the artists where they perform at, and then all the strippers in there. So it was very important for him to pull up in a limo. He had a few of his boys with him too in the VIP, popping bottles, talking loud. So I'm over there talking to him. I say, Rick, man, what's up, man? Like, man, but Malachi, what's up with your boy? Well, come on over here and drink with me. Have a drink or two with me, boy. And I'm sitting there. This how he talking, right? Hey, boy, this how he talking. I said, man, what's up, man? What you doing here? Man, I got to let these niggas know I got it. He gave me $5. I got to let them know I got it. You know, throw money in the air. I'm like, dude, you don't have it, though. Like, literally, you are on child support. You don't have it. Man, that man was broke. All the money was gone in 2 weeks. No, I'm dead serious. All the money was gone in 2 weeks. Popping bottles. He trying to impress Rick Ross because Rick Ross performed there that night. He's trying to impress a guy that's a millionaire with a $6,000, $7,000 tax return. I say, dude, why are you trying to impress people who don't give a damn about you? They don't even know you. These girls are here because you throwing them ones in the air. That's the only reason why they're here. They boyfriends is probably sitting right out here in the audience. And as soon as the club over with, they going back the way they need to go at. And I think he took one home with him because he tricked with her. You know what I mean? They trick hard in Miami. That's all they do. They trick hard in Miami. They like $500. You know, these dudes paying house note. They paying like rent and car notes and $500 just to trick. You know, just to hit them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, like for real? I say champagne lifestyle, eliminate income will make you broke quicker than anything. Yeah, exactly. So a lot of these entertainers, this is what they do. You know what I mean? This is what they do. You know what I mean? Retro say, got my drink, we out of here. Listen, and the other dudes coming over there, man, what's up with your boy? Boy, I see you, boy. Dudes who wouldn't even say that to him before. Well, I see you, boy. He's sitting there smiling. They getting him down. Yeah, come on over here, boy. Get a drink. They come over there just to get a drink. Hey, blood, you know, you live in Florida. You know how they do it in Florida. You know how they do it. They'll come to the club with you. You know what I mean? They'll hype you up, tell you what you want to hear. Yeah, man, boy, look at you, boy. You looking like money, boy. Hype you up, build your ego up. You feeling good. Yeah, boy, come on over here. Get one of these drinks. Drink some of this Cristal. You know, whatever the rapper's talking about, that's what these dudes talking about. Boy, get some of this, it was Moet at the time, back in the day, Moet. I remember Moet was the popping champagne. Then it was Cristal, because Jay-Z started talking about Cristal. And then it was Ciroc and all that stuff there. Bro, it was just like these dudes just, you know, it's that's why I say our culture messed up. We got a messed up culture, man, in America, bro. What you say, Bo? Oh, I'm saying, Retro. He gonna be famous for that night. Yeah, he gonna be famous for that night, and that's about it. Kathy W. Shout out to you, Kathy. He gonna be famous that night, Bo, and that's it, bro. That's it. He gonna be popping that night. And but what I'm saying, if you look at boxing, when you look at those PBC fighters, a lot of those guys, they live in that lifestyle. If you look at the Charlos, that's how they roll. If you look at Errol Spence, that's how they roll. You see what I'm saying? It's like they want to live the rapper lifestyle, or the rappers want to be like the street dudes in the street. Like I guess they want to be Big Meech, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, boy, I got this and got that. Man, you need to be watching this promoter, and you need to be watching people who counting your money, bro.
Right.
And that's what you need to be watching. Don't be in the club drinking and ball. Like, look at Adrian Broner. Tune, what you say, Tune? Adrian Broner all day. Adrian Broner talking about how broke he is. How you broke you made a lot of money, Adrian.
And he made a lot of money too.
Yeah, he made a lot of money, bro. You see what I'm saying? So, like all these fighters,
what? He got a whole bunch of baby moms, I believe.
Yeah, he got a whole bunch of baby moms. Now, what I will say is this here. What I will say about Wilder is this. I think Deontay Wilder, because I think he live a very simple lifestyle. He live in Alabama. You know what I mean? I think he doing pretty good with his money. I will say that about Wilder. I hope he is. I think Wilder's doing really good about his money. He don't get caught up in, you notice he don't get caught up in a lot of that stuff that you see a lot of those PBC fighters get caught up in. Wilder go to his fight. He make his money. He gonna knock people out, whatever the case may be, and he go back home. You might see him on a yacht or something with his wife and his kids, but Wilder don't look like he live that kind of lifestyle.
And he keeps it all within his family. So that's one thing I do respect about him.
Right. So I really like that about Wilder. So for guys who say I be on Wilder all the time, I got to give him his props. Wilder is handling his money pretty well. You see what I'm saying? Now, Shelly Finkel don't have I'm gonna be honest. Shelly Finkel don't have a bad reputation in ripping off fighters, because he did a lot for Mike Tyson when he started managing Mike Tyson, and he helped Mike Tyson restructure everything and restructure his income in order to pay IRS back. And I ain't never heard Mike Tyson say anything bad about Shelly Finkel. So Shelly Finkel seemed like he's one of the good guys. You see what I'm saying? Not, even though I do call him Shelly Bullwinkle, but all jokes aside, he doesn't have a bad reputation to my knowledge in the sport of boxing. He did a lot for Mike Tyson, because when Don King finished with Mike, bro, but in all fairness, it wasn't all Don King. Mike Tyson, he got on coke too. He was snorting coke too. So my favorite fighter, who I was a fanboy of, he got on coke too. So he was bad spending habits. Mike liked to trick with other different women, buying all kind of cars and buying strangers' cars. He did all of that stuff. So Mike did a lot of foolish things with his money. So Mike Tyson said the best. He said the best thing happened to him was when he lost everything. You know what I mean? So what that is, Bo?
It's just like a fight just started on PBC, like the undercard right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, they got a fight on right now on the PBC?
Yeah, FS1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to check that out. Man. Hey, well, Bo, anything you want to say, bro, before we wrap up?
Hey, Coach, man, as always, man, another great show, man, and definitely hitting all the topics and whatnot, man, and definitely looking forward to the next show tomorrow, man, and I'll see you there.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that, man. Hey, man, salute to my brother Bo, man. We're going to hit the Ali Bell for my brother, and we're going to give him a round of applause, man. You know what I mean? So, hey, I say all that to say this, guys, man. Just make sure, man, if you ever run across any money, man, there's 3 people you're going to need on your team. You're going to need a financial advisor. Get your financial advisor so you'll know, look at where you can spend, invest your money. Get you an accountant that understands tax law. Don't just get no any accountant. Get an accountant that specializes in tax laws, because they can show you some of the loopholes that you can get around in to avoid paying IRS more money than what you should be paying them. Get a tax law accountant and get a tax law attorney. Tax law attorney, tax law accountant, and a good financial advisor. Those are the 3 people you need. Those are the 3 main people you need on your team when you run across some money. a tax law, an attorney who understands tax law, an accountant who understands tax law, and a financial advisor, and live your life as simple as possible. And when you make money, right? Let's say you make $100,000. Give you an example. Let's say you make $100,000. Don't live a $100,000 lifestyle. Live on about 40% or maybe even 50% of your net worth. Live on at least 40 to 50% of your net worth. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't want to, because you can go broke if you try to maximize your lifestyle based on your net worth. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, so I just want to let you guys know that an attorney who understands tax law, who can read contracts, understand tax law, get an accountant who understands tax law. You're going to need it because you're going to have to know how to find these loopholes that IRS has. That's so you ain't got to be paying no 40% in taxes. And get you a financial advisor. That's when you run across some money. You see what I'm saying? He said, I'm guilty. I got in the first 2 fights, fist fights over Mike, myself more than once, but a spade is a spade. Great show, Coach Blessing. Yeah, man. So just remember that, bro. Just remember that. He said, buy some Bitcoin. I'm trying to get involved in that right now, man. I'm trying to educate myself on Bitcoin as well. You know what I mean? So just to let you guys know. So let me go ahead, man, and give everybody a shout out. Shout out to my sister, Lady Shan. Shout out to my co-host, Shelton Moore. Shout out to my brother, Blood Boxing. Please go to Lady Shan's channel and subscribe. Please go to Blood Boxing, Retro Boxing and Documentaries and subscribe. Please go to Major Key Boxing and my brother, Major Key Mondays, and my brother, Troy Graham. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. Shout out to Peter Von Arks. Shout out to Sneezy Foster. Shout out to Southside Boxing. Shout out to Toby Barlett. Shout out to Gianza. Shout out to the Sun Woo NYC. Shout out to you, brother. Much love. Shout out to Tyson Fury's Roses. I guess that's what it is. Shout out to Bon Scott. Shout out to my brother Bold, who was just on. Shout out to my brother Exclusive. Shout out to Exclusive, man. I love you, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to my brother Bold. I love you. Let's see. Much love to my brothers. Shout out to JC. Shout out to Toby Barlett. Shout out to my brother Toon. My brother Toon. Shout out to you, bro. Much love. Shout out to Will. Shout out to Triple X. Shout out to Toby Barlett. Shout out to Bacon and Eggs. Shout out to Peter Von Arks. Shout out to, I know I'm forgetting somebody. Shout out to Lisa Bells. Oh, shout out to Karma Serene. Shout out to you, Queen. Shout out to Jabril Bay. Shout out to Soldier Boy. You. Soldier Boy, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Opender. Opinder. Sorry about that. Major Key Boston, shout out to you as well, brother. Shout out to my brother Mark Nash. Please subscribe to Mark Nash's channel as well. Shout out to Southside Boston. Shout out to, I want to make sure I get everybody, guys. Bear with me. Trying not to say the same names. Shout out to, who else we have? Oh, shout out to Eliza Feliciano. Shout out to you, brother. Much love. Hey, man, y'all keep sending me those videos, too, on Instagram. Keep sending me those videos. Shout out to Triple X. Shout out to BG. Oh, and shout out to OG, Double OG, Triple OG, Quadruple OG. Hey, OG, I like that name. Let's see, who else we have? I said Peter Von Ark. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to Bon Scott. Shout out to, Bacon and Eggs. Shout out to you, fam. Shout out to Bacon and Eggs, BG. And I think that's it, man. Hey, guys, we're going live again, once again, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Once again, it's our boy, Coach Malachi Williams, represent for New Media Today, USA Boxing. Signing out once again. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.